The following is a presentation of Spring Hill Sports Live. It's time for Spring Hill High School Athletics. On your home for the Broncos, Spring Hill Sports Live. Spring Hill Sports Live is presented by Strode Orthodontics, creating beautiful, healthy smiles. Learn more at StrodeOrtho.com. Also by It's time for the Broncos, right here on your home for Spring Hill High School Athletics, Spring Hill Sports Live.
Here come the marching
Hey, good Friday evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the weekend, and welcome to another night of high school football here on Spring Hill Sports Live as we make the trip up here to Leavenworth County and the home of the Tonganoxie Chieftains. The Broncos making the trip up here at 1-0 to take on the 0-1 Chieftains. BJ Harris along with you, alongside me Matt Jones and Caden Carbajo as we settle in for this matchup with the Broncos. Again, coming off a nice win just down the road a little bit last week, 46-13. The Broncos able to get a win over Bonner Springs. Pretty good outing all the way around for the Broncos as they kind of rolled Bonner early on, took advantage of an early turnover. The Broncos ran 63 plays to just 48 of Bonner Springs, racked up over 400 yards of offense. Just an all-around good outing. Probably one of the most glaring stats for me is when your brand new sophomore quarterback goes 9 of 11 for 87 yards and a touchdown. Bring you in here, Matt, and for B-Shore, first time out, Coach Feedback had to be pretty pleased for a sophomore quarterback.
Oh, absolutely it was. Overall they kept it pretty vanilla for him, which was, a good situation for a sophomore quarterback to be in. And, we're looking to see if they can open up the playbook a little bit this weekend and, kind of see if he can air it out a little bit and see how productive he can be.
We'll talk about the Chieftains. Are coming off a 47-42 loss on the road, down the road at Base or Linwood, a tough one that they lost last. They did have 18 first downs, racked up 408 yards of offense, but they gave up 382. And they're without their starting quarterback, Trevor McGraw, out for the season with a broken collarbone. We'll talk more about the Chieftains. We'll talk about the Broncos as well when we return after this on the Comfort Designs pregame show on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Strode Orthodontics is creating beautiful, healthy smiles. Dr. Claire Strode and her staff have decades of combined experience, offering clear and metal Damon Smile braces and Invisalign clear aligners for teens and adults. Dr. Strode tailors your treatment to meet your specific needs with 3 convenient locations in Olathe, Overland Park, and Spring Hill. Strode Orthodontics is ready to give you the beautiful smile you've always wanted. Call for your free no-obligation consultation, 913-491-3400, or visit StrodeOrtho.com.
Are you looking for a trusted heating and air conditioning contractor? Look no further than Comfort Designs, Spring Hill's heating and air conditioning company. Comfort Designs Heating and Air has 100% NATE certified technicians who are friendly, knowledgeable, and ready to help. They'll care for your home and complete the job with speed and precision. Locally owned and operated right here in Spring Hill for more than 20 years. Comfort Designs Heating and Air Conditioning. See all they have to offer at comfortdesigns.net. Or schedule your appointment at 913-592-4453.
Elliott Group is a proud supporter of Spring Hill and USD 230. At Elliott Group, we work, live, and shop in your local communities. Serving Miami and Johnson counties for more than 45 years, Elliott Group understands your needs. As an independent insurance agency, Elliott Group works with numerous carriers to find the coverage that best fits your needs. In Spring Hill, call 913-592-5552 or visit ElliottInsuranceGroup.com.
A great collision on the field? Awesome. An awesome collision on the road? Not so great. If that bad play does come your way, take your car to Shoemaker Collision and Paint Center. As Kansas City's premier auto collision repair center, they work on all makes and models, even RV, marine, aviation, motorcycles, and more. Shoemaker Collision offers free estimates and loaners, plus they will work with all insurance companies. Get your ride back in the game. Learn more at shoemakercollision.com or call 913-592-0095.
Back out here on the Comfort Designs pregame show, BJ Harris, Matt Jones, Caden Carbajo here from Tonganoxie. Inside of this one here, the Broncos come in at 1-0, coming off a sound 46-13 win over Bonner Springs in week number 1. You know, you take that matchup there with Bonner, Matt, and, Bonner's struggled a little bit of late. They've had some good players in the past, just haven't been able to put together a whole team. Do you feel like the Broncos got a good look at what they had, or will tonight be a better test, perhaps?
I think tonight will be a better test. I think, Bonner was a good game to open up with, breaking in a young quarterback, and, the offensive defensive line's really dominated, so we'll see, how they do against a traditionally strong running team in Tonganoxie. And last year at 22, Tonganoxie really dominated the line of scrimmage, and the Broncos squeaked out a win in OT. So we'll look to see if that defensive line is improved. They're all a year older, so hopefully they'll come out, keep the linebackers clean, and be ready to go.
Well, you kind of just gave us some of those, but if you have a few extras, might have you give us some keys to the game. Keys to the game brought to you by Amy Kelly Homes of Reese Nichols Real Estate. The key to finding your dream home is having someone who makes you already feel at home. Key in at amykelly.reesenichols.com. Keys to the game, Matt. I mean, you talked about it. I think up front, obviously, and we've talked a lot about the defensive line and up front for the Broncos. Coach Feedback thinks that's one of their strengths as well. Probably the way they go.
I totally agree. Like I said, a year older, and, they manhandled Bonner Springs last weekend. So it'll be good to see if they can continue that against a traditionally strong program. And obviously on offense, let's see what he can do. Put him in some positions to be successful, but let's see if he can air it out a little bit and get some of his playmakers in space.
That's the keys for the Broncos. If you look at the Chieftains, and we're not going to know a ton about them, but here's a team that spent all offseason, all spring, all summer working with one starting quarterback, and then week 1, your starting quarterback goes down. How tough is that on a team?
Oh, it's brutal. I saw a picture of his collarbone, and it looks like it hurt. So I think they were rotating 2 guys this week in practice, so they finally had to settle on one. So it's going to be some bumps early on for them, I'd assume, under center. But that's something the Broncos can take advantage of.
Yeah, certainly those D linemen will be chomping at the bit. Mark Debiak as well as Tiafau and the rest of those boys up front are going to be trying to get one. I think early on in this ballgame, we're going to know what the Broncos are up against with this Tongi team. Again, a team last year that went to overtime with Spring Hill right when the Broncos were in the midst of their unbeaten streak. And so perhaps a little bit of unfinished business for the Chieftains here in this one tonight. We're back in action next Friday as we go home for the first time to the Shack, Spring Hill Activities Center, and take on the Eudora Cardinals. That game will come your way next week, 6:40 pregame, 7 o'clock kick from Spring Hill. We're just about 6 minutes away from kickoff here in this one as the Broncos travel up here to take on the Chieftains. We've got your area matchups to look at, as well as your starting lineups and opening kickoff from Tongi. It's the Chieftains and Broncos tonight on your home for Spring Hill Bronco Athletics, Spring Hill Sports Live, presented by Strode Orthodontics.
Bank community banking at its best. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
For more than 20 years, Gherkin Rental has been the place to go to get the job done in eastern Kansas and western Missouri. With a huge selection of quality equipment, from roll-offs to trailers, telehandlers to generators, power washers to popcorn makers. Experienced equipment professionals and clean, well-maintained tools to help you get the job done right the first time. Gherkin Rental. Stop by any of their 13 locations across the KC Metro or call 855-GHERKINS. That's 855-437-5367.
Stupid Go Brawley internet.
Go Brawley allows you complete control over internet usage for all devices in your home from anywhere, as it should be. Visit GoBrawley.com to learn more.
The industry's most advanced equipment and training, state-of-the-art diagnostic tools, and the small-town friendly service you expect. That's J&T Auto Service in Spring Hill. Eliminate the veil of uncertainty with J&T Auto's digital diagnostic process. This unique service ensures transparency, clear communication, and documentation, allowing for a quick and complete repair. To learn more or to schedule an appointment, call 913-592-6424. You can also visit jtautoinc.com. Your locally owned hometown Allstate agent is Libby Clark. Now at her new location in downtown Spring Hill, Libby and her staff are passionate about the people they serve, helping them protect what matters most. With 24-hour customer service and options for online and in-person appointments, the Libby Clark Agency is the small-town agent you've grown to love, with the experience and products you'd expect from an industry-recognized premier agency. Visit them at their new location in downtown Spring Hill, just one block off Main on Hale, or call 913-686-6205.
Hi, I'm Dr. Aaron Stoes with Paola Veterinary Clinic. We'd like to thank you for trusting us with the care of your pets and large animals. At Paola Vet Clinic, we're proud to be your hometown vets who know and care about your family. Coming soon, a new location here in Paola in the industrial park with cattle haul-in and boarding and grooming. With 24-hour emergency services and 3 other locations in Lewisburg, Drexel, and Martin City, and a team of 11 veterinarians, our commitment to this community makes Paola Vet Clinic the vets you can trust.
Welcome back out here on the Comfort Designs pregame show. BJ Harris alongside Matt Jones, Caden Carbajo. Spring Hill Sports Live is presented by Strode Orthodontics. Creating beautiful, healthy smiles, Dr. Claire Strode and the staff at Strode Orthodontics is experienced, highly trained, and fully licensed orthodontic specialist with decades of combined experience in the orthodontic field with locations in Spring Hill, Olathe, and Overland Park. Learn more at StrodeOrtho.com. And, of course, our starting lineups tonight brought to you by Perfect Detail Salon and Suites. First up for the Broncos, again at quarterback, will be Tyson Beshore, the 6 foot, 160-pound sophomore. Running back Draven Pipkin, 6 foot, 205, quickly in at that running back spot also. Colton McCanna, 5'10", 165, and a junior. Jackson Torres caught a few catches the other way. He switches in and out oftentimes in a passing formation. When they go 2 backs, they'll bring McCanna in and tack Torres out. 6'2", 205, running back, just a sophomore as well, and a wide receiver. He'll split out some. Another wide receiver, Evan Brown, had a nice ball game last week as well, 6'2", 165, another sophomore. Young at the skill position on the Broncos. Experienced up front. Another wide receiver is Bryce Kirshner, 6'3", 185, and a senior. Again up front, the center's Cole Roden. Roden, a 5'10", 250-pound junior. Carter Bland, a 6'1", 210-pound right guard, a senior. The left guard is Corey Couch, a 6'1", 255-pound senior. The right tackle, Louis Stadler, a 6 foot, 240-pound sophomore. One of the leaders on that offensive line and a returner from a year ago is Carter Meek, 6 foot, 280, and a junior. And then Junior Jara going to be the tight end for the Broncos to start this one out, 5'10", 185-pound. Senior head coach is Jason Feeback. Coach Feeback entering his 8th season here last week for the Broncos, 8-2 a year ago, overall record 31-34. Overall head coaching record 54-49 for Coach Feeback. Those are your starting lineups brought to you by Perfect Detail Salon and Suites, a full-service salon. Broncos look to start this game in style, but nowhere near the level of style you'll find at Perfect Detail Salon and Suites. Stylists, nails, lash, and spray tan techs, as well as massage therapists and estheticians, will get you back in the game. Look and feel your best. Book your next appointment at salonperfectdetails.com. Esthetician, Matt?
It's a big word.
Yeah, when my wife wrote that one in this live read, I told her, you know who you're dealing with here. And she is more than aware of who she's dealing with. Let's run through our area matchups real quick, Matt. Brought to you by Elliott Insurance Group. At Elliott Group, they believe building strong relationships with their clients and their community is the best way to serve them, with offices throughout the area and online at ElliottInsuranceGroup.com. What do you got?
Frontier League, we got Bonner Springs at Eudora, Baldwin at Ottawa, Lewisburg at Paola. Other network games we have coming up, Colgan at Girard, Afton, Oklahoma at Columbus, and Quapaw, Oklahoma at Galena.
That's right. Oklahoma making an invasion on our south channels, and hopefully our boys down there take care of business. You want to catch all those ball games? One of the fun features we've added this year is VarsitySportsLive.com. Go to VarsitySportsLive.com, and you can check out all the matchups around our broadcast, and that includes 16 teams in action across our network here tonight. Opening kickoff brought to you by Seats Incorporated. Kick off your new career with Seats Incorporated in Spring Hill. Seats is the leader in manufacturing of quality seating and accessories for vehicles with competitive wages and benefits. To see their openings or apply online, go to SeatsInc.com. Battling through a little summertime, hay fever, whatever it might be.
Sure.
And
I'll
do my very best to get through this one. I got that sultry, thick smoker's voice going on a little bit.
Hey.
You know, pack a day for 40 years and you get a voice like this.
Matthew McConaughey-esque.
Yeah, well, that's the looks and the voice. All right. Here we go, opening kickoff. Broncos and the Chieftains. Ryan Jackson, the kicker, the 6'2", 255-pound sophomore. That sophomore class is big and going to be impactful for a few more years here for the Broncos, including tonight. He'll kick it away deep for the return man at the 4-yard line. Trying to get that middle return, overrun by one player, and he's got some loading room. Jackson's going to be called into duty right away. We might have one going to the house. Trying to track him down. It's going to be stopped perhaps. Nearly on his feet all the way back to the 24-yard line.
You know, one of the things
80-yard return.
One of the things that the Broncos did last week was they were able to pin Bonner deep every single time they kicked off. So this is a change of pace for them. We're putting the defense on the line right as we go.
All the way up. They mark it down at the 24-yard line, an 80-yard return. So the Broncos right off the bat kind of find themselves a little bit of a situation. Score clock says 20. It's not the 20. Maybe the 22, maybe an 81-yard return. Quarterback is shotgun and get an early snap there to get somebody off sides for the Broncos. Rather, Mark Debiak jumping off sides a little. Well, you want to do a hard count first one when you got the defensive line frothing at the mouth.
That's right.
Penalty on the Broncos will bring up 1st and 5.
Defense is already feeling the pressure, and that just makes it worse right there. It was a good job by Tonganoxie to go with the hard count.
1st down and 5. Quarterback is Tolan Langford, 6'2", 184, sophomore. He'll turn, handoff. Good penetration by the Bronco defense, bending them backwards. A lot up the middle by O'Neal, but then the real big pressure for the Broncos came from Jackson Torres off this near side.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. Torres is playing both sides of the ball as a sophomore, but he's a big kid.
Carry on that was for 16, Colton Bruisman. Bruisman, pretty good carries last year in that overtime loss, 5'10", 175, and a junior. Lost a yard on the play to bring up a 2nd down and 6. Straight drop Langford, pressure coming again right in his face. Pumps it. There's Debiak and Tiafoe. Meet me at the quarterback sandwich on the 3rd play of the game, and a huge loss on this one, all the way back beyond the 30. And the Chieftains are in a situation now on a 3rd and long.
Bring a 3rd long for the Chieftains.
How'd you like that one? Meet me at the quarterback sandwich.
That was a nice
That's
one.
hard to work in early in a broadcast.
Right.
I have a goal of working it in every time. Eddie Lomshek and I would try to get one of those in a game, but this time quarterback Langford standing with Bruisman behind him. Wide receivers trip double to the left side, more pressure. Ball loose
on the ground.
Deviak, a forced fumble, a back-to-back sacks, and the Manimal on the far sideline getting home twice. This time he forces the fumble, and the Broncos are going the other way. How about that defense?
Well, on the defensive line, just like we'd hoped, taking the pressure to the quarterback early, dominating the line of scrimmage. That's what we need to see the entire game.
So a 81-yard return on special teams. Then a Spring Hill offside. It was 1st and 5 at one point. Instead, it's a forced fumble on 3rd and long. And a turnover as the Broncos will start this one at the Chieftain 35. Turn, handoff, Pipkin. Good cut, put a foot in the ground and cut back against the grain. It was supposed to go outside. Instead, he comes back inside and picks up a couple.
Yeah, he read the hole really well on that one. You know, Pipkin's got good vision. When he's running the ball, he gets where he needs to go, makes a good cut.
Gain of 4 on the play to bring up a 2nd down and 6. 10-15 and counting here in this first quarter. Broncos and Chieftains from Tonganoxie. And another good play there for Pipkin. Another nice run on 2nd down and 6. He gets 9, and that'll move the chains and bring up a 1st down and 10 just shy of midfield.
Yeah, it makes it pretty easy on the running backs when they don't get touched about 5 yards downfield.
Be short. With Pipkin behind him, he'll turn, handoff again. Another big hole in the near side. That O-line is getting a little bit at the point of attack. Carter Meek, that near side tackle. It'll be a gain of 4 again. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 6. Cole Rodden, excuse me.
2nd and 6.
You can chastise me publicly.
That's okay. I was trying to be polite.
That's all right. Another 4-yard gain on 1st down. 2nd and 6 is a beautiful down and distance, especially when you're running the ball you are right now. Pipkin will be lined up just in front of quarterback B. Shore. Flip it out, little swing pass near side, trying to pick his way through. On the pitch and catch to Bryce Kirshner.
B-Shore's pass complete to Bryce Kirshner.
Not much there. In fact, no gain on the play. We'll mark it.
Bounds by Talon Langford. No gain on the play. Bring up 3rd and 6.
That was a pretty safe throw for B. Shore. You know, like they're trying to ease him in, get him comfortable in the offense, make sure he's not taking any unnecessary risks.
3rd down at about 6. May have lost a bit on that, in fact.
It looks like it.
Maybe 3rd down and 7. Pipkin's going to go off, and now he's going to stay on. Colton McCanna, 5'10", 165-pound junior. We saw him last year in spot play and knew he would be a factor this year. He'll get it on 3rd down, bubbles out, got to catch the edge. Nothing much there. Breaks one tackle, still on his feet, and falls forward up near the 45-yard line. A lot of running for a lot of nothing, maybe 3 yards to bring him 4th down. Probably a punting situation here for the Broncos.
You know, McCanna last week, he had 4 touchdowns. He was electric in the offense, and he's kind of the lightning to Pipkin's thunder.
What a nice options to have there with a young quarterback.
Spring Hill in punt formation.
Broncos are going to punt it away here.
Receive for the Chieftains.
Another year in Spring Hill and another year not sure who the punter is. Because he's not on this roster or the other roster. You guys at home know who he is. He's got beautiful hair. I know that. Standing just outside the 40-yard line. And a flag falls down. That might be a delay of game. Just based on the fact that I could pick up coach feedback in my head tells me that was not a planned delay of game. Sometimes in this part of the field, you might take 5 to give yourself a little bit more. I don't think that was the case.
Broncos will make it 4th and 10.
That would have been a pretty healthy punt to have to back up. See if they can get downfield and break down a little bit better.
Punter stands now at the 36-yard line. They get a boot into one. Nice little knuckler. It's going to bounce. Take a nice Bronco roll. Very nice Bronco roll. Coach is up here in the stands, so you got to go catch that. They don't have another 11 dudes running at you.
They don't,
either.
But they're probably not wrong.
Probably not wrong. It'll be down inside the 8-yard line. That was a nice punt. Tongi will start this one at their own 8. Here with 8:13 to play in the first quarter. Nobody's scored yet. Each person's touched the ball. Each team has touched the ball.
Even though the Broncos didn't score, they flipped the field, and that's what's important in that situation after giving up that huge kick return.
So Bronco defense back out there. Quarterback will remain Langford. Send a man in motion, sliding that H-back spot. Turn, handoff. Another just buried back there, rather. And a host of Broncos getting there. They're not getting a whole lot of resistance up front.
No, they're not. They're definitely winning the line of scrimmage at this point. This is exactly what we were looking for.
Loss of 2 on the play to bring up a second down and 12. New quarterback comes in. Colton Bruisman going to move from the running back spot over to the quarterback spot. Maybe a wildcat look here. He'll keep it all the way, coming near side, trying to get something. Breaks one tackle. Finally met at the second level and driven backwards. First contact there for the Broncos made by linebacker number 31, Noah Anderton. 5'9", 165 junior. Another one of those guys who played as a sophomore. We knew he'd be a factor this year. Had some spots to fill on this team, but returning a good core of a team that won 10 games a year ago, or 8 games a year ago. Had one of the best seasons early on in the year. Went 8-0 at one point. Bruisman, yes, again. This time another quarterback keeper, just trying to get something going. That was all Bruisman. He had the carry, and then he turned into a quarterback and had 2 carries there. That one for nothing in a punting situation here for Tongi. That defense just continues to be stout.
Yeah, they really are. And, you know, when the linebackers can roam and make plays and be free, that's going to be a long game for Tonganoxie.
Langford's the quarterback again. He's going to do a little pooch kick, and that is not going to be good at all. Watch out, cheerleaders. They have no idea. Those cheerleaders, at least 3 of them almost got kicked in the head with that ball.
Sure
and they never look at the focus and
bat eye.
Tenacity. Their goal is to cheer up the fans. They're not worried about football just randomly coming off the field.
I asked my daughter last week, I said, "Well, did you get to watch any of the games?" She said, "Well, not really," because I couldn't see over the players.
Not her job. This is to get much of the games. So Spring Hill will get. I mean, that was a incredibly gracious spot, like one of the best spots, because that thing's probably closer to the 30. But they will start at the 40 here. Handoff Pipkin, penetration initially. He's breaking tackles, still on his feet, and brought back. That should have been a loss of a couple. In step ends up being
about a 3-2
gain of a couple. Should have lost 2 and ends up gaining 2, and that's the strength of Draven Pipkin.
Braden Folsom in on the tackle for the Chieftains.
So second down and 8. Be short turn, handoff McKenna, trying to pick his way through there. Again, driving his legs forward, able to get across the 35, just barely. It'll end up being a gain of 3 on the carry for McKenna.
You know, McKenna's fun to watch. He's not the biggest running back, but the way he chops his feet, he's constantly moving. And it's fun to watch if you're a young running back out there. That's the way you want to carry the ball.
So third down and a short 5.
Do we put B-Shore in a throwing situation here? This will be interesting to see what Coach comes up with.
Trips to the right, 1 receiver to the near side. That's Metcalf. Straight drop for B-Shaw. Looking at Metcalf all the way. Throws it underneath. Well played defensively. That's Langford making that play on the defensive side, trying to help his own cause. And really did a nice job playing that one. A good ball put on time where it needed to be. Just a good defensive play.
Yeah, absolutely. The defense made the play, and, you know, it was a good throw. Sometimes that's all you can do.
Speak to Luke Metcalf. Luke gets thrown in last year in the heart of the season. Fletcher Pankey banged up, not able to complete the year at quarterback. So here's a sophomore quarterback, and Metcalf steps in, does it. Then this year, talk about leadership, asked to step out to the wide receiver spot, make way for B-Shore to be that quarterback. And, boy, he was right there to try to pick up that third down. Here's McKenna on a third down. Got to get to the sticks. Reaching forward, he might have it. Ball came loose. They say he's down, and it's going to be close to a first down. It's going to depend on this near side official spot. It's his left foot. If it's across that line, that's a first down.
That's really close. The ball is on the line.
It should be a first down.
Timeout for measure.
What they're going to do is they're going to bring the sticks out here to see whether or not that thing is a first down. There's a line on the field.
They don't even need the yellow
line. It indicates that.
As well as extracurricular activities for TH.
They're going to bring that out and measure it. Broncos, good start defensively. Offense now picking up a first down when they're faced at a 4th and 5. It'll be a 5-yard pickup, whether it's enough. And that was hard. Those were hard yards. He was not close enough to a first down.
It is Diane Bretthauer's 25th birthday today. The first 5 people to give
I'm not sure about the spot initially anyways. He may have been down before that line. They called him down. It was almost a fumble as well. So where'd that go down and all that good stuff. So it ended up being a turnover on downs. Here with 5:14 to go in the first quarter. No score. Bit of a pitcher's duel here in Tongi.
Try on 4th down, fall short. Chieftains will take over. 1st and 10.
Well, let's see if the Chieftains have an answer to the defensive penetration from the Broncos. Up to this point, they have not.
Stand-up D on that far side is Debiak. Last time out, a forced fumble on a sack. There's get his paw up, makes quarterback Langford throw around him.
Langford's pass intended for Todd Brown falls incomplete, bring up 2nd and 10.
57 looks like a different dude out there.
Yeah.
That front 5, though, or front 4, rather, for the Broncos right now on the field, they all look the part. Thomas Davis, one of those guys who comes in and gives him some depth, 6'2", 225, and a senior near side. Casey O'Neill, one of those leaders, 5'11", 195, and a junior, another guy who had a pretty good time last year. Flag flies. Bruisman, a nice carry here across the 35, up near the 36, maybe 37-yard line. We'll see what the penalty flag is.
Tackle made by Miles Bell.
And then the other side of that D-line I was mentioning, Debiak, and then for the Broncos, Keanu Tiafau, 6'2", 215, understands leverage really well.
They don't like it, but
what was the initial call?
Bring up 2nd and 15.
Illegal formation.
Illegal formation. And that was from the spot where that play started, so that backs them all the way up. So it's really a 10-yard penalty. It's only a 5 in the books, but that was a 5-yard gain or 7-yard gain there for Bruisman. And
that's their best play from scrimmage so far, and negated by the penalty.
Yep, so they'll start this. 2nd down and 15. Turn, hand off Bruisman again this way. Nice play and getting off the block. O'Neal's going to be called to maybe making that tackle, but Porter Jones in there holding and sealing that edge, 6'2", 175. That's what he's asked to do, keep that outside contained.
Absolutely. He did a great job, kept his outside shoulder free, and made the running back cut in where he ran into a host of Broncos to make the play. Exactly what that outside contain needs to do.
So 3rd down and 13 for the Chieftains. Langford, pressure coming from Jones. He'll throw it over the middle. Intercepted! Intercepted! Pulled out of the air, yanked out of there by Hagen Whitcraft. 5'8", 155, one of those spark plug linebackers. The penalty flag is down. This might be pass interference on somebody. But boy, it was a nice interception. And that call was, it was an interception, then it wasn't, and then it was again.
Back there.
He said back here.
He did. He said back there.
Well, back there's not where the pass was happening. A pass interference is where the pass happens.
Penalty against the Broncos.
Interestingly, last
there
week
may have been some contact there at the point of attack. I'm just not sure what the back there comment was.
No. Last week at Bonner, the crowd was chanting, "You can't do that," when their own team made a penalty, interestingly.
1st and 10 for the Chieftains.
Well, it was an interception, but it ends up getting called away on a pass interference call against the Broncos. A little adversity there. And that will be enough for a first down as the 15-yard penalty.
The Chieftains are grateful for physician assistant Ken Filsinger and athletic trainer Mark
moves it up beyond the 40 to just shy of the 42-yard line. Now coach wanting an explanation as well. And he's asking what the penalty was, I'm sure. Now he's asking about penalty yardage, perhaps.
Student athletes safe and healthy. LMH Health, your partner for lifelong health.
So let's sort all that out. Nothing changed, which perhaps planting a seed for later. Turn handoff, Brusman again, filling the holes, Anderson. And able to hit him at the point of contact there at the line of scrimmage, maybe get a yard for Brusman.
Brusman on the carry, no Anderson on the stop for the Broncos. 2-yard gain.
Penalty's been about the extent of their offense other than the initial kick return to start the game.
So that moving them a yard ahead. Bring up a 2nd down and 9 here. Again, trying to take advantage of the pass interference call. It was going to be an interception going the other way. Plenty of time for Langford. Lets it fly. He's got his man, but he was a little overthrown. Able to just get past. James Newton in coverage there for the Broncos. Falls incomplete to bring up a 3rd down and 9.
No, pretty good coverage by the Broncos deep. They struggled with that a little bit last weekend.
Last year, the Broncos struggled at times peeking into the backfield and getting caught flat-footed.
They did.
You got to be careful not to, and Newton's one of those guys, too. He likes to come up and pop you.
Mm-hmm.
But first things first, make sure they don't throw it over the top of you. 2 wide receivers near side, one to the far side. Langford straight drop. Trying to throw it underneath. These goes between his hands, man. A nice play and a pretty good ball. Just not able to reel it in as number 81, Isaiah Holthouse, 6'1", 175-pound junior. Falls incomplete, brings up a 4th down and likely punting situation.
That really was a pretty good ball thrown by the quarterback, especially for a backup. He had, pretty good velocity on it, just couldn't quite reel it in.
Hey, Johnson, Nicole McKenna deep for a save for the Broncos.
Well, come on to punt it away. Langford the punter. McKenna. Partially blocked by O'Neal. And then fielded right there. And they think O'Neal got a hand on that one to knock it out of the air. And it'll bring up a good field position again for the Broncos.
Question the strategy behind the 7 yards deep with your punter when you have the penetration come from the other side.
Still 0-0 here in this one. Broncos have shown some flashes offensively. And at the Tongi defense, they've been pretty stout as well. Talking about a couple of teams that each racked up over 400 yards of offense, I believe, last week. So that is not the case here tonight so far. Broncos had 397 yards of offense last week. Turn handoff Pipkin. He'll fall forward for a gain of a couple across the 40. Well, they don't say he got down before the 40. So he's down at right about the line of scrimmage, no gain.
Something difference between last year and this year for the Broncos. Last year they kind of thrived on the big play. This year they're going to have some methodical drives, and eventually they're going to have to open B-Shore up just a little bit.
You translate big play into Zach Knowlton.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not much there again as Pipkin kind of gets going backwards.
Pipkin on the carry. TJ Leeper on the stop for the Chieftains.
Cameron Crotchett, pretty handy.
Yeah,
Cameron Crotchett had one of the greatest catches I've ever seen a high school kid make at this stadium 2 years ago, I believe. Maybe 3 years ago. Big 3rd down here. 3rd down and 9 for the Broncos. Just trying to get something going. 2 wide receivers far side, 1 to the near side. Take McCann out of the backfield. B-Shore, still looking downfield. Now he'll try to tuck it and get stroked, and a penalty flag is going to come in as well. Not sure what that's going to be on. He might end up having a crackback block or something like that called here. Perhaps a hold out there on the edge as well. As he kind of dipped inside and went to the outside, sometimes you'll get a guy holding.
On the offense, going to be declined, 4th down.
So to bring up a 4th down.
B-Shore in that situation, you could tell his first instinct was to throw. He might have, I don't know that he got in the 1st down, but that might have been a situation where he should have probably just ran and tried to get as far as he could.
And nonetheless, Oh, boy. I saw that one coming a mile away.
Yep. Those are hard to catch, running up that fast, get kind of a bullet punt like that. Those are tough.
Tripping over your feet as well. So a big mistake there by Wyatt Harris, 5'11", 160-pound senior. Wants that one back. Alas, the Broncos are going to get it right back.
Second turnover of the evening, could be the third turnover had it not been for that pass interference penalty. So Broncos are doing a good job, with field position and, being ball hawks.
Well, we've gone through a quarter of play. We haven't taken a timeout yet, a break. One wide receiver far side, one to the near side. Running backs on either side, McKenna and Pipkin. Turn, hand off McKenna, trying to find a little seam there. Cuts back against the grain. He'll fall forward for a gain of a couple. Another nice play, doing it offensively and defensively. Isaiah Holthouse, the junior.
You got to love it when the offensive line is 2 to 3 yards downfield when the running back finally hits the hole.
Yeah, I went to practice a couple times, and that was one of the main things that I heard Coach talk a lot about was we got to get to the second level. We got to get to those linebackers. 3-yard gain by McKenna brings up 2nd down and 7. Same formation. Metcalf to the near side. This time it'll be Pipkin trying to catch that edge. Got to bend it. Another nice play. They're on the edge. Another nice play by Holthouse.
And up to this point, Spring Hill's been really good on first down. It seems to be their crutch. It's been second down. They're not really taking advantage of that really good first down play where they're getting 3 to 4 yards. They're either going backwards or just kind of maintaining. They need to be a little more explosive on second down.
Might have lost a yard. I'll bring up a 3rd down and 8. That particular play there, too, is one block away from being a pretty good-sized play.
Sure.
You got to seal that edge, and it looked like it was almost there. If you kick that end out, it's there also. So McKenna, the lone running back to the near side. And now,
false start
against the Broncos. So that makes your task even more difficult.
Yes.
And it's big, too, because that was going to be 3rd down and 8. You're in 2-down territory, likely to get a couple, 5 or 6. It makes it 4th and much more manageable. Now you got to try to cut this in half or go get the first down. Tight end will come in far to the far side. Wide receiver far side as well. Metcalf to the near side. Straight drop for Beshore. Plenty of time. Lets it fly over the top. He's got his man. He makes the catch. What a play. Pitch and catch out there to Cooper. D. Albini, 6'4", 200. The junior climbs the ladder and pulls down a big 3rd down catch.
And he was open by about 3 or 4 steps the whole way, and Beshore just floated it underneath him. Good job. Good pitch and catch.
A 19-yard pitch and catch on 3rd and 13. And D. Albini, that's a big body dude out there at 6'4", 200. Run over the right side on first down, a good one. Will be the final play of the first quarter. No score thus far, but the Broncos are knocking on the door. We'll be back to see if they can punch it in when we return in 1 minute on your home for Bronco Athletics, Spring Hill Sports Live, presented by Strode Orthodontics.
Hello, I'm Dr. Alyssa O'Connor, and I would like to welcome you to Sozo Chiropractic.
So many people only seek out a chiropractor when they are in pain, but ongoing wellness care helps you deal with stress and be healthier. At Sozo Chiropractic, the focus is on holistic wellness for any age. I am Webster certified for prenatal care, pediatric trained, as well as a family chiropractor. We also offer acupuncture and sauna services.
Sozo is a Greek word that means to heal, to make well, and to restore health. And that is our goal for each one of our patients who walks through the door.
What is typically a daunting, frustrating, and intimidating experience was enjoyable and exciting because of Amy. She listened to what we envisioned for our future home and was able to show us houses that reflected this. She was with us every step of the way, taking the time to answer our phone calls and texts. We ended up with our dream home all thanks to Amy.
Feel at home while you find your next home with Amy Kelly of Reese Nichols Real Estate. Amy goes above and beyond for her clients and even makes a contribution to Ronald McDonald House with every closing. Contact Amy Kelly to buy or sell your home.
Broncos knocking on the door. Some sultry music there.
No kidding. I'm blushing.
Broncos, not much there on this second down play. A lot of pressure there at the point of attack.
Again, second down for the Broncos has been their crutch this evening up to this point.
Jack Messersmith on the stop for the Chieftains.
So they're trying to get some personnel in here. Do apologize, score clock got a little off. I'm trying to get it back on here. Matt bumped it right before we went on the air, and it's been a mess ever since.
That's okay, you can blame me. I'm used to it.
200 receivers far side. B short flushed out of the pocket. Now he's brought down. Good coverage down the field. Didn't have much to do there. Brings up a fourth down, and now a field goal situation perhaps. Broncos can kick field goals. They started off the year with a field goal to begin things last week, a 32-yard field goal. You feel like you might have left one out there on that particular drive. So momentum was headed their way, but
yeah, once again, they're just struggling to really string multiple offensive plays together. They'll have a good one, and then they'll kind of follow up with a break even or even moving backwards. But
a 29-yard field goal goes up and in, and that's going to add to give us our first score. So the Broncos, they won last week by over 30, over 30 last week. And they started with a field goal lead. Perhaps they can do it again. We'll see. We'll return in 1 minute on Spring Hill Sports.
Massage is more than relaxation. Apex Massage Therapy can go beyond with targeted work for headaches and sinuses, myofascial releases, trigger point therapy, neuromuscular therapy, reflexology, cupping, and hot stones. Kylie's hands go right to the problem areas and work out all the issues. She is certified in prenatal massages, oncology, lymphatic drainage, pre- and post-surgery massages, and she can also work on minors and athletes. For openings and specials, like and follow Apex MT on Facebook.
Back out here, Tonganoxie, BJ Harris, Matt Jones, Caden Carbajo. Broncos up early 3-0 here over the Tonganoxie Chieftains. Kick it away deep. Far side return. The first one went 81 yards. This time not going to be as much, but still another good hard run up near the 25. Dragging defenders. Hats are coming off.
Hand on the return.
Heads are falling off.
You know, the initial hit out there by Cade Myers, he had him wrapped up. Just couldn't quite bring him down, but he slowed him down enough so his teammates could make the stop.
You're on 26.
Camera's like it's got its own mind, man. So Chieftains will come out. They've had some opportunities, but that Bronco defense has been stout. And a first pass popping. Try to catch it out of the edge, falls incomplete, brings up second down and 10. Seems to just a little lack of identity here for Tongi, what they are. Last year, they came out with Clydesty, handed off. He just ran it right up the middle of the defense.
Well, when you got an offensive line that's getting a push like they did last year, I mean, they were getting 4 and 5 yards a pop every time they touched the ball. And it's just not the case this year, but they're also facing, a much more stout defensive line. Year older.
This time turn handoff, another good run. Bruisman, big bruiser of a running back. Runs very hard for no bigger than he is. And he'll fall forward for just a hard yard.
And that's a good tackle by Anderson on that one. He was chasing him and wrapped up. Just did a good open field tackle on him.
.958 and counting here in the first half. Broncos up with a 3-0 lead. Pressure coming high. Up there he goes. Ball floats. Able to go back and get it. Working on James Newton. pretty good coverage initially, but the ball gets held up there. And Holthouse, who's having himself a great ball game, goes up there and climbs the ladder, gets that one, and a big first down for the Chieftains.
The same thing happened last week. The Broncos struggled with some of their secondary coverages. They were there initially. Quarterback either underthrew it or threw it up. Make a play that only their receiver can do, and it's exactly what they did on that play. It's hard being a D-back. You're out there on an island all by yourself.
Officials stop play. Cross midfield. Straight quarterback keep there, Wildcat with Bruisman, and he's going to be lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. No gain, maybe a little, but it'll bring up a second down and 10.
No gain on the play, bring up 2nd and 10.
First time I believe they've been inside, well, they had the big run, I guess, to begin the game. Second time they've been inside Bronco territory. First time offensively, driving into their territory. Bruisman comes out. Yep. Wide receiver to the far side. Two very tight to the near side, or together to the near side. Quarterback Langford. Running back in there. Little pump action, double move, wide open, Holthouse. I mean, there's nobody out there. It was a little pump fake that sucked in somebody, I believe. A lot of communication going on right now between James Newton as well as Hagen Whitcraft. So I'm guessing between one of those two, they were supposed to have 81.
The good thing is they're discussing it right now. Hopefully they get that sorted out. Looks like they're going to come out in a very similar formation.
They get to discuss that on the field instead of on the sideline, because that's where it probably should have been if Langford's able to put that where it needs to be. There you'll talk about your starting quarterback being gone. Your starter will not miss that pass, and we'd be down by 4 right now.
Absolutely.
3rd down and 10 from the 46. Straight drop. Langford batted out of the air, nearly intercepted. Deflected by Debiak. If you're keeping track at home, that's a sack, a forced fumble, and a pass deflection. And nearly an interception for Trigg Smith, the 6'1", 245-pound sophomore. It'll bring up a 4th down.
I think the Broncos will be looking for the block punt here.
They don't have anybody back. Now they will run. Whitcraft back to return this one. 8:53 and counting here in this first half. Nearly blocked off the foot and goes out of bounds inside the 15. It'll be pinning him a little bit deep. Well, Matt, you've seen enough of the offense now here in this game, and they've had their chances. Just they got down there last time, kind of missed an opportunity, I would say. What do they need to do to get going in the right direction consistently? Or maybe it is consistency.
I think that's the big thing. They just haven't been able to string a number of plays together. Second down has been their crutch. First down, they've done a pretty good job getting out of a hole, but second down they're going to have to be a little bit more creative. Maybe they're going to have to put the ball in the air and not make it saving it for a 3rd down when it's expected.
I would say the big passing catch they had plenty of time down the field. Offensive line did a good job protecting. We've seen a couple times where he had a little bit of pressure coming at his way.
And Beshore showed some speed last week, and he's pretty quick. Might not be a bad idea to look at some bootlegs, some stuff, or maybe he can roll out a little bit and see if he can use his legs just to change it up a little bit. And maybe they can string a couple different plays together and give him some options.
Well, we'll see if they implement that. They did have a timeout. Somebody took a timeout, I guess. I did not. That's all right. You have the Michael Grand halftime show coming your way in just a little bit. Michael Grand Farm Bureau Financial Services. We want to appreciate all the support in Spring Hill. Incredible support for Spring Hill Sports Live, the business community stepping up. I do encourage you, if you see those ads on our channel, that's telling you that they're ones who are allowing you to watch it right now for free. That is not the model that is being implemented across the state of Kansas, but here on Spring Hill Sports Live, it's free to watch because we've got good support from our local community. And that in turn turns into support for these kids. It gives them an opportunity to be showcased here on Spring Hill Sports Live. So thank you to the business community in Spring Hill. This is where they'll start here, first down. And 10 from their own 11-yard line.
Huge cushion on the inside receiver.
B short turn, handoff, Pipkin. He's got a little bit of a head of steam, rumbling forward near the 20-yard line. It'll be a gain of 9 on first down for the Broncos.
9-yard gain on the play, make it 2nd and 1.
A nice 9-yard run there by Pipkin, his biggest run of the ball game so far. Second down and 1. Turn, handoff, Pipkin again. Another good cut. Back against the grain. Crawl falls across the 25-yard line. With the time situation, much more of this would be in order. It's a gain of 6 and a first down for the Broncos.
That's right. Tell him. Suck it up.
You know, positive encouragement.
That's right.
Straight drop for Bishore. Flip it out. He's got a man. Trying to get out there. Good block on the edge. And he'll fall forward for a gain of a few. Not a bad little play and a nice pitch and catch out there to an awaiting Jackson Torres, 6'2", 205, the sophomore.
Jackson Torres on the
Pretty safe throws for Bishore up to this point, and that's a good thing, making him comfortable.
gain on the play, bring up 2nd and 6.
Second down and 6 for the Broncos. Bishore turn, handoff Pipkin. And picking his way through there a little bit, keeping his feet churning, the strong boy going forward across the 35 and reaching out for a first down. Should have been about a 3-yard gain. It's going to be a gain of 8 on second down and 6 and another first down for the Broncos.
And that was all Pipkin, just dragging Chieftains in his path.
7-yard gain, good for a Bronco first down.
And get some shoes tied. Make a bunting ear, run it around the hole, go through the hole, and pull tight, right?
I got a special PE teacher I use.
I bet you do. Do you teach it?
No, they can't figure it out. Only me.
That's good, in case you need to put them together and tie their shoes together.
That's
they can't
right.
figure it out. First down and 10 from the 37-yard line, 38-yard line. 2 wide receivers near side, 1 to the far side. McKenna this time the running back behind Bishore.
You look at that cushion on Torres. That's screaming, quick screen.
They'll turn, hand off McKenna. Good hole in the near side. He's across midfield. Across the 45, the 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, putting on the Jets. Dragging for the end zone. Touchdown, Broncos. Colton McKenna taking it to the house. A 62-yard touchdown run by Colton McKenna to strike first with a 6-pointer this time for the Broncos.
And the acceleration through the second level was phenomenal by McKenna, and just turning on the Jets the rest of the way, and almost got caught at the goal line, but had enough strength to get it over and get into the end zone for the Broncos.
McKenna, 62 yards. 7:01 to play here in the first half of the Broncos. Lead at 9-0, the point after coming up. It is up, and it is good. Broncos kick a field goal to get on the board first. Then Colt McCann on the next drive takes it 62 yards to the house. 10-0, 7:01 to play in the first half. We're back in 1 minute. You're watching Bronco football.
Up your lawn care game at Hers Inc. in Spring Hill. We have one of the area's largest and most diverse selections of lawnmowers, including top brands like Altos, Bobcat, Gravely, Dixie Chopper, and Red Max. Quality built machines for any size job. And when you get your mower at Hers, we offer full service and repairs covered by your warranty. From the backyard to the back 40, the all-star lineup of mowers at Hers will make you the captain of the lawn. See the full lineup at hersinc.net. Call 913-247-3530 or just stop on by.
How about a 5-play, 89-yard drive capped off on a 62-yard Colton McCann touchdown run for the Broncos. They've got a field goal as well on this one. Lead it 10-0 with 7:01 to play in this first half. They have not changed the quarter here on the scoreboard.
Good deep kick.
That'll pin them inside or right out the 5-yard line. And a nice tackle on kick coverage for O'Neal.
And on the return for the Chieftains run down.
Again, Casey O'Neill does it everywhere.
Tonganoxie will take over 1st and 10 from their own 25.
Hopefully the secondary discussed their procedures with the coaches while they were off during that offensive series, and hopefully they got everything worked out, get their communication down, because you know Tonganoxie is going to try to attack that again.
And it is the second quarter. They have not updated it on the scoreboard, so I took it off our screen here and not be confusing. We're already confused enough as it is.
Yeah, tell me about it.
First down and 10 for Tongi from their own 25-yard line. Run off right side for Bruisman. Tackled by Debiak. Also in there filling the hole for the Broncos, Brandon Richardson. Richardson came out last year as certainly one of their key players, the leading tackler before he was injured, heading into this game, I believe, last year. And was able to come back late in the season. Second down and 10. Langford lets it rip. He's got his man. Oh, got to hold on for dear life. And he's able to do it, but not before a big gain of 20 yards on a pitch and catch by Langford. Out to number 25, Brandon Briley. 5'11", 157-pound junior, making a 20-yard pitch and catch.
Had dinner with his parents this evening.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah. Trips formation here to the near side, a bunch.
They'll move it back in closer to the hash mark. Langford running back just to his left is Bruisman. Turn, he'll hand it to him. Pressure coming right up the middle. Penalty flag flies, but getting home, Thomas Davis, the senior, getting beyond the line of scrimmage. I believe a holding probably is the call. Should be against Tongi from where that flag's sitting. We'll see.
Brendan Briley on the 20-yard reception.
And it is going to be holding.
Penalty against the Chieftains will bring up.
So a big holding penalty is going to back them up. 5:53 to go, first half. Broncos have started to take a little bit of control of this ball game. Certainly a long way from being over. And that'll back them up, make it a 1st and 20. Must be training a new score clock person. Straight drop, letting it fly. Oh, nice play. James Newton coming and flying over the pride of West 221st Street there. When you're the neighbor of the broadcaster, you get special love, you know?
That's right. Hey, Cade Myers was my neighbor, so I gave him a little love on the air.
There you go, see? Nice play defensively. That will look like it was going to be open for a moment, but James able to come over the top and knock that one down.
Showed some good closing speed there to make the play.
There's some speed on the edge for the Broncos. Bruisman behind quarterback Langford. Wide receiver near side, 2 to the far side. Straight drop. Plenty of time for Langford. Again, going to hole test. Has been his favorite one. Newton was there, but a beautiful catch.
He's got to turn his head sooner. He didn't get his head turned, didn't know where the ball was.
A very good catch. 31 yards on the pitch and catch to Holtis, who's been their man. So a pass of 20 yards and a pass at 31, 51 yards in 2 plays.
You know, one of the concerns I had going in was how's the defensive backfield going to respond, because the big plays they gave up last week were in the air.
Well, so far, not so good on this particular drive. TFL barely gets off in time. Pressure starts to come right up the middle. Langford is stroked. Ball hangs up. Nearly gets over the top again, but last-minute hand by Luke Metcalf, able to swap that one away. Tongi coaches wanted a little bit of maybe a roughing on the passer, but I'm not sure who got right in the face of the quarterback, but it forced him to put that one up a little sooner than he wanted to. Incomplete pass.
They found what they want to do. They're going to try to exploit it until it doesn't work anymore.
Not enough coaches do that. 1 wide receiver far side, 2 to the near side, tight end near side as well. Langford about 5 yards behind the ball. Hard count. This time he'll go, flips it out. Got a spot pass out here to the near side across the 30 up near the 29-yard line. It'll be a gain of 5 on the play. on the pitch and catch. Over 2.
5-yard gain.
Who had actually made that catch? Oh, number 5. Right?
5.
That is Todd Brown, 5'10", 142-pound sophomore. Flip that H back. Low. Somebody got off the ball real early.
Real early.
And got away with it somehow. Yeah, they missed one there. That'll back them up a yard. Broncos will take it. Better to be lucky than good sometimes, and that time they were both. And a loss of 1 will put them at 4th down.
Short loss on the play, bring up 4th down.
They had passes of 20 and passes of 31 on this drive. Have not really been able to efficiently and effectively set up a running game, and that ultimately is going to be the shortcoming here on this Tongi team if they can't get that going. They got to do it here on a 4th down, though. Broncos got to get tough. There, oh boy. I almost pointed him out because I could tell he was ready to go. Trig Smith.
At the bit.
I mean, that guy was seeing different colors. He was fired up to get in there, and he was coming in a head of steam too, but it's going to be just shy, though, an offsides penalty by the Broncos. Sound like Foghorn Leghorn.
Completely different play call here.
On a 4th and 1. Just barely able to get it. And again, a penalty able to get him that. It's a 4-yard run on a 4th and 1 by the quarterback, Langford.
Bring up 1st and 10 for the Chieftains.
And it'll move the chains for them. The best drive of the game so far here late in this first half, trying to answer back after a 62-yard touchdown run by Colton McKenna. Put the Broncos in front 10-0. And plenty of time still here in this first half. If you're the Broncos, now you start thinking maybe about using some timeouts perhaps to preserve some time in this first half. We'll see. 1st down and 10. Langford looking down the field. Throw it up. He's got a man. It is equal opportunity. Touchdown. Holtis
snatched it right out of Metcalf's hands. They're talking about it, though, the officials, but it looks like they're going to go ahead and give it to him. Great catch by the Chieftains.
The challenge I have with that particular is the position and where it's at.
Yes.
Because when that comes down, if Metcalf has possession, that play is over.
Correct. Because
if that's in the play, if that's in the line of play, if that's in the field of play, then the play is still going.
Correct.
But as soon as that goes down and he makes possession of that ball across the plane, that's a touchdown or that's an interception. So, yeah, that's a tough call to make. I'm not questioning the call necessarily. I'm just saying that's a tough call to make. Blocked. And that's the end of that point after attempt. It was still an incredible effort by Holtis to go out and just take that one. He is putting on a show offensively and defensively, and he gets the Chieftains on the board for the first time tonight. 10-6 your score back at 30 seconds on Spring Hill Sports Live. Presented by Strode Orthodox.
Your locally owned hometown Allstate agent is Libby Clark. Now at her new location in downtown Spring Hill, Libby and her staff are passionate about the people they serve, helping them protect what matters most. With 24-hour customer service and options for online and in-person appointments, the Libby Clark Agency is the small-town agent you've grown to love, with the experience and products you'd expect from an industry-recognized premier agency. Visit them at their new location in downtown Spring Hill, just 1 block off Main on Hale, or call 913-686-6205.
Rain Dance Studios is the area's newest dance studio with professionally trained staff, a brand new facility, and classes for every dance and tumbling level. Rain Dance Studios is everything you never knew you needed in a dance family. With an emphasis on customer experience, exquisite dance technique, and dancer confidence, Rain is the dance studio for every aspiring dancer. Come join Spring Hill's premier dance experience and get the royal treatment. Schedule a free 2-week trial by visiting raindancestudios.com.
Chieftains lining up to kick it away. Return at the 5-yard line. Coming straight up the middle. Jackson Torres, and he is stroked. Kendall Smith, 6'3", sophomore. I'll tell you what, buddy, 2 years, this is going to be one heck of a game.
It sure is.
It might be a heck of a game tonight, but in 2 years, it's probably going to be one heck of a game. There are sophomores all over the place on this team.
Torres felt that one, boy.
Yeah, he got hit pretty good. He got hit because you could tell, I could even tell in the way he was running. He's like, oh, this is opening up pretty nicely, because that guy was not in front of him. That guy came from a blind spot.
Coach is going to look at that on film tomorrow and say, okay, right here, accelerate.
Right.
Go.
24-yard line is where this will put it officially at the 23. Still plenty of time. 3:11 to play here in this first half. Broncos need to go get one here. Be sure going to wait for the play clock to start. Yeah, we're having some clock operator. There we go. Let it rip. Just like that old boy on 24 highway. Kick out box side for Pipkin. Oh, that's dropping the hammer now. Keeping those feet going. Fighting forward. Rolled out of bounds. Another just hard-fought, leg-churning run by Draven Pipkin. And it should be enough. We'll see where he went out of bounds. They're going to put him, I think, just a little bit short of a first down.
Had that been on the Broncos sideline, I think the coaching staff would have been going berserk.
Yeah.
Because the contact was made in the red. That's not going to be called on the Tonganoxie sideline, though, that's for sure.
They do give him enough for a first down. It'll be a first down and 10. Cross to the 33-yard line. Beshore throwing it down the sideline. He got a man wide open down there. In and out of his hands. Luke Metcalf. It's a real nice ball put out there. Just a tough catch to make for Luke. And he was out on an island. So we are equal opportunity wide open quarterback. They're wide open wide receivers, rather. Missing passes here in this one. And it's bring up a second down and 10. Well, now you don't want to put yourself in a situation where you leave too much time on the clock also. Tongi has not been super efficient offensively. Turn, handoff, Pipkin. Stutter forward, driving forward. I would not want to tackle that dude.
No, he's a strong kid. Tonganoxie's getting some momentum. They're starting to get a little fired up. They're starting to get some penetration on the defensive line. And
the Chieftains on the stop.
It's a gain of 1. It'll bring up a third down and 9 for the Broncos. 2:34 and counting in this first half. Scoreless through 1. Broncos able to punch one in on a field goal after taking a turnover. And then a big run by McKenna, put up 10-0. Beshore scrambling, lets it fly. Ooh, in and out of the hands again of his intended receiver, the big fella, Cooper D'Albini. That's 2 drop passes now on this particular drive.
And both decent throws by Beshore. He just both would have been decent catches, but you could argue that they probably should have been made, but hey.
Cooper D'Albini looks pretty good in the open field in that tight end spot, 6'4", 200. He's got to make that catch and pull it in and be a first down. Another pass, it put in a pretty good spot too by Beshore. I wouldn't fault him on those 2 drop passes. He kind of put the ball where it needed to be, close to that vicinity for a wide receiver to go get. High snap, but able to pull down. And a little bit of a wobbly kick. This can put the Chiefs in a pretty good field position. Does not take a very good roll right down the 45. And
a lot of time.
Boy.
Takes the Chieftain bounce, rolls out of bounds at the Tonganoxie 45, where your Chieftains will take over first and 10.
So a punt. They only took a minute 10 rather, off that clock. And now if you're Tongi, you probably feel like you can't believe you're in a position to take the lead in this half. They have not played well. They've turned it over twice, nearly 3 times.
Yeah.
And really didn't show much of anything offensively until that last drive. They had a 20-yard completion and a 31-yard completion that got them in a scoring position. It took them everything they had to then get it into the end zone, but they were able to get it down there. We'll see if they can do that here. Broncos going to have to toughen up in the secondary. First down and 10. Pressure coming. Throws it underneath. Incomplete. Stops the clock. Broncos still with 3 timeouts as well. May not be their last offensive possession of the half.
That's a difficult throw for the quarterback, running to his left and trying to throw. That's just kind of an awkward position for him. Not many people that not named Patrick Mahomes can pull that one off.
There's probably a couple of people out there in the world named Patrick Mahomes, I got to believe.
Maybe.
Just some guy that just can do that just because his name is that. Be cool. Turn, handoff, Bruceman. And 24 for for the Broncos, a little banged up shoulder-wise. I was wondering why Porter Jones, he didn't make much of an effort to make that tackle there. I was like, what happened there? And arms aren't supposed to dangle quite.
No.
The stinger shoulder issue. Looks like he's got it wrapped up as well, so maybe just re-injured that. Was able to seal that edge and turn it back inside where the help was, so it did his job. And now it's a third down. Again, they get a stop here. Broncos need to use that timeout. Stop this clock. Third down and 10 from the 45-yard line. Blitz comes. They pick it up, throw it underneath, incomplete. That stops the clock. Broncos don't have to use a timeout. Now Spring Hill, maybe a chance to get the ball back with about a minute and 3 timeouts.
You know, difference on this drive is the Broncos got some penetration up front. They're able to rattle the quarterback a little bit. When he doesn't have time to throw, it makes it a whole lot harder to complete those long passes.
Fourth down in a punting situation. Miles Bell going to set back perhaps, depending on what they decide to do here. Quarterback's well deeper to punt this one, nearly get a boot into it. They will take a good kick, nice roll. That little, if you've got a quarterback who can do that, why ever not do it? You know?
Until it's blocked.
Yeah, Pittsburgh State back in the day, Andy Majors was a really good punter.
Yes, he was. I remember
and
that.
Very good quarterback as well. And he would switch in and out so much at the time with the other starting quarterback. You didn't know if it was position situationally, if he was just going to pooch it. Yeah. And they would do it on third down.
Yeah, I remember that.
All the way down. We're talking about Pittsburgh State Gorillas. You'll get a heavy dose of that. For those new listeners, got a couple of Gorillas on the air here. I know there's so many Gorillas in the Spring Hill community that I don't think we're going to offend too many people. No. And if we do, you know who we're offending? Bearcat and Hornet fans, and I don't care.
Don't mind one bit.
Maybe even we've got a Central Missouri one that works for us too. So he was on the air last night with some for Paola Soccer up here at Tonganoxie. Tristan McKenna trying to bounce outside. Coach looking to be content perhaps to go to the locker room, although Colton McKenna is not. Colton still on his feet and escorted out of bounds by who else? Holtis, one-man wrecking crew for Tonganoxie, out of bounds with 50 seconds to play.
He ran 60 yards, I feel like.
Easily. From the middle of the field to the edge, all the way to the other side, that's definitely 60 yards. It's almost 70.
Might be more. And he got 8 positive yards, so.
And it stops the clock, and they run out of bounds on an 8-yard run on what I think they were trying to run the clock out. Somebody might want to tell McKenna. He picks up a first down. That'll stop the clock.
I don't think he got the memo on that one. That's all right, though. You can't blame a kid for trying to.
Absolutely not.
5-yard gain for the Broncos. Good for a first down.
Ball moves out beyond the 25 up to the 27-yard line. 35 seconds. Now they look downfield. Beshore flushed, looking downfield. Lets it fly. He's got a man. That is D'Albini. And he has knocked it out of bounds with 25 seconds to play. And the Broncos got a chance here perhaps. A big pitch and catch. I said the 32, or the 28 rather, I believe is where that ball was at.
What a great effort by Beshore. I mean, he rolled out, threw it on the run. Great effort.
25-yard pitch and catch from Beshore to D'Albini. 25 seconds. The clock will start on the play. Again, Beshore looking downfield. Lets it fly. He throws it underneath. He's got his man down. And that is Metcalf making up for it. What a catch. 17 seconds. Again, go back. I think you maybe waste a little bit of time down here, but able to get down there and get a play off. The Broncos now with 17 seconds, you want to run a play, you're within field goal range. Broncos will call a timeout here before the ball sets. And, man, a couple of big chunk yards. We'll have to do some math here real quick, figure out where we're at. About the 45, I believe, is where we were at. Inside Tongi territory. So that goes up a 23-yard pitch and catch unofficially. Incredibly unofficially.
Well, both receivers in the last 2 plays, previous series, coulda, shoulda, woulda, make up for it right here, put themselves in a position to score.
Coming up in just a moment, we've got our Michael Grand Farmers Insurance halftime show. We'll run through that first half, kind of a defensive effort, but the offense is starting to go a little bit. We'll check our halftime stats. We'll check the temperature, our thermostats, brought to you by Supreme Mechanical Solutions. And then we'll walk you around the area, get some scores for you as well from our network games as well as other Frontier League games. And then get you set for the second half in this one. The Broncos leading it right now 10-6 with a chance to perhaps tack on one bonus here late. They got this ball back about a minute to go. Inside their own 25-yard line. I think they were at about the 21 where they took this drive over. And now they're looking 17.4 seconds to play. Bishore, straight drop again. Steps up in the pocket. Rolling pressure comes from behind him. He flips it out and throws it out for McKenna. Incomplete. We start to get a little concerned about our clock operator at this situation.
It's definitely a hometown clock, that's for sure. That's okay, though.
Out of bounds it goes, incomplete. And you might have one more play here before you think about bringing out your kicker and booting this one through the uprights. Ryan Jackson awaiting. Ball is at the 22-yard line. 11.4. You see that clock at the bottom right of your screen. Again, be sure. Got to think about how much time you got. Throw it over the middle. Again, going to D'Albini. There's a flag down on the far side near the line of scrimmage. 7 seconds, the clock stops. It's going to be a legal procedure against legal formation against the Broncos. And of course, you back them up 5, yeah. Well, now you got a decision to make. You're not in field goal territory now. I'm not sure if you were at the time. You probably were close. At the time, it would have been about a 35, 37.
Bring up 2nd and 15.
And now you're looking more
home run.
About a 42, 43-yard field goal at this point, maybe 45, in fact. So that may be out of the realm of possibility. 7.1. You've got enough to get a play maybe over the middle. If it's fast, they get a timeout. We'll see if they can do it. 7.1 to play. Rolling. Bishore flushed. Penalty flag again. It's going to be a legal procedure, a legal formation again, likely. Clock continues to run for a pretty good clip. Man, it is going to be a gorgeous night. It already is here as the sun is set to our west behind us, and a big old full moon. You see it coming over the tree line there.
Bring up 3rd down.
Friday nights in the fall. Gotta love it.
Good job, Cato. Well, on this situation here, the Broncos kind of felt like they were probably playing with house money anyway. A couple of big plays. It looked initially like they were just kind of trying to run out this first half, but a couple of big plays. Colt McKenna working hard on the running game and then making a connection to D'Albini. And then another one to Metcalf, put him in situation. This is a big, long field goal, and it's going to miss wide left. It was maybe enough leg. It was about a 45-yard field goal, 46-yard field goal. Falls short, and that is the end of the first half. It's halftime, and Tongi and the Chieftains and the Broncos are in a good one, 10-6. They went to overtime last year. We have more of that in store. We'll see when we return. We'll talk about it next on the Michael Grand Farm Bureau Financial Services Halftime Show. Michael's goal is to help you plan for the unexpected and protect your future. Getting to know you and the things that are most important to you will help them customize the right plan for your needs. To learn more, visit them at 117 South Main in Spring Hill or call 913-592-2336. Apologize for the frog voice. More of it in the second half when you return on your home for Bronco Athletics, Spring Hill Sports Live.
Michael Grant at Farm Bureau Financial Services is a proud supporter of Spring Hill and cheering on the Broncos. At Farm Bureau Financial Services, their number one goal is to protect you and your family. Insurance is complicated and not one size fits all. Michael and his team take pride in the relationship they build with their client members. Let them work with you to customize a plan that protects your livelihood and your future. To learn more, call Michael Grant at Farm Bureau Financial Services 913-592-2336 or visit them at 117 South Main in Spring Hill.
Are you looking for a trusted heating and air conditioning contractor? Look no further than Comfort Designs, Spring Hill's heating and air conditioning company. Comfort Designs Heating and Air has 100% NATE certified technicians who are friendly, knowledgeable, and ready to help. They'll care for your home and complete the job with speed and precision. Locally owned and operated right here in Spring Hill for more than 20 years, Comfort Designs Heating and Air Conditioning. See all they have to offer at comfortdesigns.net. Or schedule your appointment at 913-592-4453.
At Olathe Health, we perform cutting-edge surgical procedures because changing lives with innovative care drives us, one patient at a time. Olathe Health, Advanced healthcare, advancing lives.
If you're off your game because of pain or injury, turn to Olathe Health, because orthopedics is our game. Joint repair and replacement, chronic conditions and injuries, hand surgery, sports medicine. Make an appointment today.
Whether you're trying to make the most of the next harvest, navigating a changing business landscape, or planning for the next chapter in your life, the professionals at Prime Accounting Solutions are here to help. With 10 locations, Prime Accounting offers convenient, friendly accounting and tax services at a fair price. Payroll, bookkeeping, business planning, personal tax filing, and more. And now Prime is the place to go for insurance. Bronco fans can find us at 408 North Webster in Spring Hill or call 913-592-2050. To find a location near you, go to primeaccounting.net.
Hello, I'm Dr. Alyssa O'Connor, and I would like to welcome you to Sozo Chiropractic.
So many people only seek out a chiropractor when they are in pain, but ongoing wellness care helps you deal with stress and be healthier. At Sozo Chiropractic, the focus is on holistic wellness for any age. I am Webster certified for prenatal care, pediatric trained, as well as a family chiropractor. We also offer acupuncture and sauna services.
Sozo is a Greek word that means to heal, to make well, and to restore health. And that is our goal for each one of our patients who walks through the door.
Back out here in Tonganoxie, 10-6 your score right there here at halftime as the Broncos lead the Chieftains here on the road in week number 2. BJ Harris along with you, alongside me, Matt Jones and Caden Carbajo. We are in the midst of the Mike Graham Farm Bureau Financial Services halftime show. Take a look at this first half here real quick. We'll recap it before we talk about it, Matt. The Tonganoxie Chieftains would start this game to begin things, and they were overwhelmed on the first drive, despite starting out lightning hot with an 81-yard return. Tell you what, might end up being the play of the game was Hagen Whitcraft on that kickoff return, tracking him down and making the tackle, because he could have easily given up, but he was able to track him down from behind.
And that was a score-saving tackle, because it ended up, Broncos turned up with a turnover. We're able to completely switch the field. Great effort. Sometimes it doesn't really show up in the stats much other than just a tackle, but really, that was a huge defensive play.
Yeah, it's
for the special teams.
For special teams, and then sack by Debiak and Tiafau, and then the very next play, a sack forced fumble by Debiak and a fumble recovery on that one. Pretty good way to start the game defensively if you're the Broncos.
Sure.
Broncos would start over offensively. They would have their first drive. They would go 5 plays, get a first down on a 9-yard run by Pipkin, but eventually have to punt it away. Tongi would get it back at their own 8-yard line on a very good punt. Go 3 and out, punt it away. Broncos get it back with a little under 6 minutes to play in the first quarter. They would go 4 plays and turn it over on downs with about 5:14 to play in the first quarter. Tongi would get it back. They would have an interception, but a pass interference on the Broncos would wipe away that second turnover of the game. Eventually, the Chieftains would have to punt it away with 3:21 to play in the first half. Broncos would get it back at their own 35-yard line with 3:21 to play. They would punt it away, but a muffed punt by Tongi with 1:40 to play in the first quarter will give the Broncos very good field position. And they were able to convert on that and kick a field goal at the end of that drive to make it 3-0. And so Tongi finds themselves in a hole for the first time as they take over at their own 25-yard line with 11 minutes to play in the first half. Trying to read my writing. Oh, a nice pass deflected line of scrimmage by Debiak was a big play on that one, and forced them to turn it over again for the Broncos. We're into the second quarter. Broncos take over with 8:53 to play in the first half. This was their best drive of the game and the one that they scored on. They started their own 11. It was 5 plays, 89 yards. Capped off on a 62-yard touchdown run by Colton McCanna, his 5th touchdown of the season already. Nice runs of 9 and 8 on that drive as well by Draven Pipkin. With 7:01 to go in the first half, the Broncos lead 10-0, but Tongi, to their credit, answering right back. At that point in the game, it looked like things were pretty well, in fact, I think I said it, pretty well going in favor of the Broncos. And then that very next drive, the Chieftains able to drive down the field. They had a 20-yard pitch and catch and a 31-yard pitch and catch to Holthouse, who's put it on a very nice ball game. Holthouse eventually makes a 22-yard grab. That's 53 yards on that drive alone by him. And with 3:17 to play in the first half, it was 10-6. Spring Hill would come out. They'd have to punt by Tongi. And then we would run out of time here late in that first half, and that's how we ended the half. So not a lot, a lot, and then not a lot.
Yeah,
pretty much is how you describe that first half, Matt. First thoughts, anyway, on how things looked for the Broncos, compared to perhaps since you were here last week to how they played last week.
I think the concern is still, the secondary is still kind of learning a little bit. And that's something that hopefully they're working on right now in the locker room. It's just getting the coverages squared away. And they're little things that are all fixable. Like turning your head a little bit earlier, just running through the ball. I think offensively, stringing plays together, and maybe that's, what the quarterback's seeing. It could also be with the plays coming in from the sideline. First down, they look awesome. They're getting 4 and 5 yards a pop. Second down seems to be where they're struggling. That's where they need to, maybe open the playbook up a little bit, maybe get McCannon involved, just to kind of get the defense back on their heels a little bit more.
Well, we'll see if they can do that. We'll talk more about second half adjustments, as well as some area matchups and more. Get you some scores around the area. Keep it right here on the Mike Green Halftime Show. Farm Bureau Financial Services, on your home for Bronco Athletics, Spring Hill Sports.
For more than 20 years, Gherkin Rental has been the place to go to get the job done in eastern Kansas and western Missouri. With a huge selection of quality equipment, from roll-offs to trailers, telehandlers to generators, power washers to popcorn makers. Experienced equipment professionals and clean, well-maintained tools to help you get the job done right the first time. Gherkin Rental. Stop by any of their 13 locations across the KC Metro or call 855-GHERKINS. That's 855-437-5367.
Oh, hi, honey.
Hi, Grandma. I'm really sorry. I won't be able to make it today. I have way too much homework, and you don't have enough internet.
Oh, honey, I gotta go. I gotta go. Oh, I need more internet in my house.
Well, you could have just called, right?
Oh.
Call Go Brawley today.
Hers Incorporated in Spring Hill is your area's premier small engine repair shop. Before you replace that faulty trimmer or mower, let our experts get you back to work. And if you are in the market for a new handheld, we carry Maruyama and Red Max trimmers. Plus, Hers is still the best place for hydraulic hoses, cylinder repair, and mechanical control cables. If that's not enough, we're also a UPS drop-off location. To learn more, visit us at hersinc.net, call 913-247-3530, or just stop on by.
Spring Hill's hometown shop is J&T Auto Service. As a full-service repair shop, J&T Auto Service works on all makes and models. Diesels, Europeans, they do it all. From combines to Corvettes. Visit J&T Auto Service for oil changes, tires, brakes, alignments, electrical diagnostics, and so much more. Small town, friendly service with high-tech tools and training. Schedule your service at J&T Auto Service. Call 913-592-6424. You can also visit jtautoinc.com.
First Option Bank, community banking at its best. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Back at it again on the Mike Grand Farm Bureau Financial Services halftime show. 10-6 your score here in this one as the Broncos lead it at the break. BJ Harris, Matt Jones, Caden.
For more than 20 years, Gherkin Rental.
That was a little premature. Caden Carbajo back here in this one as the Broncos lead it here at the break. Take a look at our halftime stats brought to you by Supreme Mechanical Solutions. When your thermostat is too hot or too cold, call Supreme Mechanical Solutions. Learn more at smsofkc.com. Thank you to Supreme Mechanical Solutions for jumping on board this year for the first time on Spring Hill Sports Live. smsofkc.com Check them out on Facebook or call 913-433-4567. Big stats in this one. Rushes. Colton McKenna, 9 carries, 91 yards. Big one in there was a 62-yard run. Draven Pipkin, 12 carries, 50 yards in this one. Those are your first half big thermostats at 140 yards rushing between those two guys. So even though we felt like the running game, and of course you got a 60-yard one in there, so you pull that out and it suddenly becomes a little bit more pedestrian perhaps. Look at those rushing yards. There are 2 in that first half. There were double-digit runs.
Yeah, and exactly. Like I said, first down is great, but after that, they've either maintained or gone backwards. So that's definitely something they need to improve. They need to start plugging down the field a little bit because they're going to win this game on the ground.
Yeah, you talk about that second down, too, has been kind of their sore toe in this one. Caden got that moon back in full focus. Appreciate you on that one. We howling with the moon if the Broncos are able to win this one. Who else is in action tonight? What do you got as far as updates?
Well, in the Frontier League, we've got Eudora all over Bonner Springs, 35-0 at half. Lewisburg is up 28-14 at Paola. Ottawa all over Baldwin, 35-6. Bishop Miege up 35-0 over future Bronco opponent for homecoming, actually, Blue Valley Southwest. And the Wildcats added DeSoto up 14-0. Hosting Washburn Rural at 6A school.
Good updates from around the area. Two of those games, Lewisburg and Paola, as well as Baldwin, Ottawa, you can check out on varsitysportslive.com. Those games are up there right now. Go to varsitysportslive.com and you can see all of our broadcasts. We've got 8 going on across eastern Kansas tonight here on Varsity Sports Live Network. We're at halftime of this one. The Broncos and the Chieftains will come back, give you your final thoughts, get ready for second half after this. We are in the midst of the Mike Grand Farm Bureau Financial Services halftime show on Spring Hill Sports.
Massage is more than relaxation. Apex Massage Therapy can go beyond with targeted work for headaches and sinuses, myofascial releases, trigger point therapy, neuromuscular therapy, reflexology, cupping, and hot stones. Kylie's hands go right to the problem areas and work out all the issues. She is certified in prenatal massages, oncology, lymphatic drainage, pre- and post-surgery massages, and she can also work on minors and athletes. For openings and specials, like and follow Apex MT on Facebook.
A great collision on the field? Awesome. An awesome collision on the road? Not so great. If that bad play does come your way, take your car to Shoemaker Collision and Paint Center. As Kansas City's premier auto collision repair center, they work on all makes and models, even RV, marine, aviation, motorcycles, and more. Shoemaker Collision offers free estimates and loaners, plus they will work with all insurance companies. Get your ride back in the game. Learn more at shoemakercollision.com or call 913-592-0095.
What is typically a daunting, frustrating, and intimidating experience was enjoyable and exciting because of Amy. She listened to what we envisioned for our future home and was able to show us houses that reflected this. She was with us every step of the way, taking the time to answer our phone calls and text. We ended up with our dream home all thanks to Amy.
Feel at home while you find your next home with Amy Kelly of Reese Nichols Real Estate. Amy goes above and beyond for her clients and even makes a contribution to Ronald McDonald House with every closing. Contact Amy Kelly to buy or sell your home.
Strode Orthodontics is creating beautiful, healthy smiles. Dr. Claire Strode and her staff have decades of combined experience, offering clear and metal Damon smile braces and Invisalign clear aligners for teens and adults. Dr. Strode tailors your treatment to meet your specific needs with 3 convenient locations in Olathe, Overland Park, and Spring Hill. Strode Orthodontics is ready to give you the beautiful smile you've always wanted. Call for your free no-obligation consultation, 913-491-3400, or visit StrodeOrtho.com.
Back one final time here on the Mike Grand Farm Bureau Financial Services halftime show. Good look in here at the Broncos and the white on white on white. I love it. It's a great look with some purple and gold trim to make it look nice here. You see that score in the background as well, 10-6 here at halftime. B.J. Harris, Matt Jones, Caden Carbajo. Back in action next Friday as we head back home and head home for the first time. It'll be nice to be in Spring Hill as the Broncos welcome in Eudora. Be sure you catch that game. Pregame covered at 6:40. Kickoff at 7 o'clock there from Spring Hill, the Broncos and the Cardinals. And Broncos some unfinished business perhaps in that one. That was a game that ended when they had not lost yet, went over to Eudora and kind of got thumped a little bit. Perhaps need to get back on the winning ways against the Cardinals.
That's right. Eudora, first loss of the year last year, really took it to them.
Well, final thoughts on this one. We've kind of broke it down. It's kind of an execute position now. I mean, it's not necessarily game plan. I think the right game plan is probably here, but execute. Looking at some of these numbers, we already mentioned the runs, only 2 of them over 10 yards, so no big plays. 3-5-2, 3-5-2. That's pretty much the way things have gone in the running game. Passing-wise, excuse me, another thermostat from Supreme Mechanical Solutions. I've got B-Shore for 4 of 8 for 84 yards. No interceptions, no touchdowns in this one. And so we'll try to see what the sophomore has in store. And then back home the week after that. So 2 games to start the season on the road, then home with Eudora and home with Blue Valley Southwest for homecoming, as you mentioned. Be sure to make plans for Spring Hill homecoming that same weekend, the week of the 23rd and 24th. A little golf on Friday. Spring Hill Rotary, Chamber of Commerce. And then a full day of festivities. All kinds of fun and big bands as well. It will be a fun weekend. They got band coming in as well on that weekend. Move location. That's usually been in downtown, just to keep you informed if you're watching how the concert will be actually down at the sports complex, the ball fields. And
that would be you and I's first experience with our daughters attending homecoming, so that'll be a new experience.
I haven't authorized that yet.
Good luck with that one. Good luck.
10-6. We've got ourselves a dogfight here tonight. This was a good one last year. This one had us, and blood pressure's kind of going pretty high last year. I'm down about 40 pounds since then, 50 pounds, so blood pressure's not as big an issue. But I don't think my voice is going to handle it overtime, Matt. So. Second half kickoff, just like the first, is brought to you by our friends at Seats. Kick off your career with Seats Incorporated. Seats is the leader in the manufacturing of seats, a big-time company right here in Spring Hill. To apply online, go to seatsinc.com. Seats Incorporated. Kick off your career with them. Broncos will get the ball to begin this second half. That's big, too. They have to make a big move here on this one. A little pooch kick to start things. Broncos will have good field position, far side, and a good return. One of your return men ended up with it anyway.
They did that last year, turned into a touchdown for the Broncos, which completely turned the tides of the game because they were down. That was the game-tying touchdown that sent it into overtime, if I believe. Let's see if they can string something together. They're going to have to let B-Shore throw it around a little bit. He's proved that he can do it. Just got to have some consistency.
First down and 10 for the Broncos to begin this first drive of the second half. Wide receiver near side, Metcalf. 2 wide receivers on the far side. Quarterback's B-Shore. Pipkin, Centores in motion. That's going to be a legal procedure. I think they're going to get Pipkin leaning forward. Perhaps it could have been the wide receiver on the near side as well. But yeah, it may have been Metcalf here on the near side, perhaps. It took off a hair early. I'm not exactly sure who they got on that one, but with that guy in motion, I felt Pipkin was leaning a little bit. And sometimes I'll get 2 guys in motion on that, especially if the opposing coaching staff sees it and notifies the guys in stripes.
Right in his ear.
Loss of 5 on the play to bring up a first down and 15 now for the Broncos. Turn, handoff, Pipkin. Puts that foot in the ground. He's behind his blockers. Driving forward, Drew even Pipkin up near the 45-yard line. He'll be brought down at the 43, and he got back all the penalty yardage plus another 4. It's a 9-yard pickup for Pipkin to get things started here.
Now, here, second down. Let's see what they can do. Let's see if they can get a little bit more creative. They've got trips to the near side.
Quick to the line of scrimmage as well. He'll hand off, and there's another tough one. He'll end up getting a yard on the play.
They're hit backfield by Connor Cole. Pregame on the play. Bring up third down.
A 1-yard play.
Now they're in a traditional passing situation. Third and medium.
Third down and 5 from the 45-yard line. Trips to the near side. McKenna just to the left. They hand it off on that traditional passing down to McKenna, and he'll fall forward for a first down. Colton McKenna doing it with his legs. Tell you what, McKenna knows to get vertical.
He does.
He puts that foot in the ground, and then he gets going the direction he needs to go. If he tries to stretch that anymore, he's not going to make it. Instead, he gets 6 when he needed 5 and a first down for the Broncos.
We had a guy like that last year. His name was Knowlton.
Yeah, put it foot in the ground and get upfield. North-south. Another one for McKenna. Good run and a good hole on that far side. Chalk one up over there. Carter Meek on that right side as well for the Broncos.
Carry 6-yard gain on the play. Make it 2nd and 4.
Along with Carter Bland. Carter's. 2 wide receivers near side, 1 to the far side. 2nd down and 5. Turn. McKenna. Another big hole. He's got the first down and more. Cuts back against the grain at the 30. Knocked out of bounds by Colton McKenna. It's a gain of 14 on 2nd down and 5.
I think they're going to ride McKenna as long as they can. His acceleration, getting upfield, just taking a little break from Pipkin a little while.
Pipkin will come back in. He'll be to the left or right behind, rather, Beshore. Tight end near side is D'Albini. 2 wide receivers and 1 to the far side. Turn, handoff, Pipkin. He's got a big hole on the near side. Drayton put his hand out. A big stiff arm at the 25. Barrels forward at the 20 and knocked it out of bounds at the 17-yard line. Another good run. It's a pickup of 12 on the run by Draven Pipkin. They'll give him 11 and another Bronco first down.
Pipkin's helmet comes off, so by rule he has to leave the field for 1 play.
Broncos had 2 runs over 10 yards in the first half. They've got 2 on this drive alone. First down and 10 at the 25-yard line. The 20. McKenna back into the left of Beshore. Turn, handoff to him. Another good seal block. D'Albini had it, and McKenna going into the end zone. Touchdown, Broncos. A 19-yard touchdown, his 2nd in the ball game. And Spring Hill leads it 16-6.
And untouched the whole way. The hole that he had to run through was probably 7 to 8 yards wide. All he had to do was make 1 cut and accelerate vertically down the field. Well executed by both the offensive line, the quarterback, and the running back.
And a tight end on that far side. D'Albini again had a kick-out block and got his guy out beyond that. That's pretty cool over there. Cato. Kick away here. And all of it. And then some. It is good for Jackson. 9:45 to play in the 3rd quarter. Broncos strike first to start this 2nd half. We're back at 30 on Spring Hill Sports Live, presented by Strode Orthodontics.
Strode Orthodontics is creating beautiful, healthy smiles. Dr. Claire Strode and her staff have decades of combined experience, offering clear and metal Damon smile braces and Invisalign clear aligners for teens and adults. Dr. Strode tailors your treatment to meet your specific needs with 3 convenient locations in Olathe, Overland Park, and Spring Hill. Strode Orthodontics is ready to give you the beautiful smile you've always wanted. Call for your free no-obligation consultation, 913-491-3400, or visit StrodeOrtho.com.
17-6, your score here in Tonganoxie. 9:45 to play in the 3rd quarter. Broncos 6 plays, 60 yards, capped off at a 19-yard touchdown run by Colton McKenna. Pipkin with a run of 9 yards to begin that drive. Then McKenna had runs of 14. Then Pipkin had one of 11. And then McKenna had one of 19. There's your lightning and thunder, Matt Jones.
That's right. That is exactly what we needed to see coming out of the 2nd half.
Jackson doing a good job of the kicking game. Fielded at the 10-yard line, far side. Near side return. Going to be tracked down. Bad angles for the Broncos. Able to maintain that outside edge zone. A nice open field tackle coming off a block there for Spring Hill by number 25 for them, Ryan Paul, the 5'8", 135-pound junior, making a stop there. And it will be a... You talk about lanes, and that's going to be good film study there, because if you don't maintain those lanes, that means there's nobody outside, and that's what happened right there for a second. Luckily, Paul was where he needed to be to make that stop.
And it was good open field tackle. You know, those guys don't get enough credit. That's hard to do, to break down running full speed against a guy also running full speed. It's tough to tackle open field.
I wouldn't know. It never happened. You're going to have 2 guys moving on this one,
Flag on the play.
I believe. Not the cleanest game we've seen, certainly. There's been still early week 2 here. trying to think. I don't know if I'm honest. I don't know if I've ever had to make an open field tackle. I'll be honest. I would say 85% of my tackles in high school were dudes running into me.
Probably. That's okay.
That means I was where I was supposed to be.
Everybody has a role.
Yeah, that's right. Or the guy, the last one off the pile, who celebrates the most. That's how you get a lot of tackles racked up.
That's right.
Not much for Bruisman on that far side, and a host of Broncos. Richardson, the first guy there, along with Anderton.
No gain on the play.
And no gain. I'll bring up a 2nd down and 15. Second down and 15, just inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. Langford, the quarterback. Bruisman behind him. Little quick pass out. And just too quick. And behind the intended receiver, Todd Brown. Falls incomplete, brings up a 3rd down and 15. It seems as though Tongi is coming out to run basically how they started the game.
No, I was thinking that the first play, it's like, I'm not sure what adjustments they made. It's like they're starting over from square one, and what worked was the deep ball.
Yeah, this isn't going to. Incomplete pass.
Yeah, you'll see there, the deep ball was working the first half, but that's because pass rush had kind of died down a little. Maybe they were, just trying to keep them in front of them, but, that's got to complement one another. The pass rush and the defensive secondary's got to do their job, and when they work together, it makes it really difficult for the offense.
So 3 plays and a punt forthcoming here for Tongi. That one a knuckler. The Broncos don't put anybody back again. And it'll roll just inside the 45-yard line at the 44, and that's where the Broncos will take over this drive.
Fans, we've had a cell phone turned into the press box. If you lost your cell phone,
I hope it. They can keep my cell phone.
You tell us what it looks like, and we'll give it back to you.
It looks like a cell phone.
It's got a big screen on it.
You open it, you flip it open, and you can play Snake on it.
That's right.
And you can go in there and describe a Nokia, the original Nokia brick. And I lost it. 1999, and I haven't been able to find it since. Or a bag phone. Go in there and describe to them what a bag phone is.
Oh, yeah. A car phone.
Yeah. 3 wide receivers far side as the Broncos will start off this drive. Pipkin trying to pick his way. This time Holthouse says no. He has put on a very good show. That's certainly been their most consistent player in this one, is Holthouse, both offensively and defensively. And it's going to be a loss of 1 on the play to bring up a 2nd down and 11.
Out of curiosity, and we'd have to watch the film to go back and see this.
Bring up 2nd and 11.
I suspect that on 1st down, Pipkin probably is carried at 95% of the time.
Yeah, that's a good chance of that. Turn handoff on 2nd down this time, and barrels forward across the 45, leans forward maybe to the 47-yard line. End up being a pretty good little run on 2nd down, a gain of 4.
Pipkin on the carry, TJ Leeper on the bottom of the pile for the Chieftains.
See, the way he just said, bottom of the pile.
That's right.
That's how you do it.
3rd down.
That's how you have almost 100 tackles as a senior and actually only have like 40, I think. It's a 3rd down and 7.
Credit another one to Harris.
Yeah. 3 wide receivers not near side. McCann just to the left of Beshore. 3rd and 7. Again, go to McCann. He has done it before on 3rd down, and this time he's going to come up a little bit shy. We'll see what they decide to do here. This is kind of a interesting situation to be in, but they're going to quickly, and you see the hustle to get a punt team comes onto the field. I'm going to contend still that this is an interesting position in which to be in and see if they go ahead and punt this one away. You're up by 11. That does make a bit of a difference, perhaps.
Well, if you wanted to catch them off guard, this would be the time. But if you and I are talking about it, maybe it wouldn't be that off guard, because I'm sure the coaches down there might have a little bit of say.
They will go ahead and put a boot into this one. Good kick. Angling to the far side, and not much of a roll. Does have a kickback, and punter found himself on the ground. They're taking advantage of that opportunity. But a punt will cap off the second drive of the second half for the Broncos. Here with 6:41 to play in the third quarter. So Tongi will start this drive at their own 34. Here with 6:41. Again, apologize for the froggy voice. I've made it further than I thought I would today. I say that every day about now.
That's all right.
First down and 10 from the 34-yard line for Tongi. Langford, turn, handoff, Bruisman. And not much on the edge.
Good job by the defense to string it out. Had a host of Broncos in there. Everybody got a chance on that one.
Trigg Smith. If I'm Coach Feeback, I have Trigg Smith and Mark Debiak get off the bus first.
Yeah.
And then Keanu Tiafau comes in right after that. And then you got and then probably maybe Dialbini. Those guys just go off the bus first.
Yep.
You think you're playing a college team.
Intimidation. Let me throw Pipkin out there.
Yo, yeah.
He's not small.
And then I don't know. Caden Carbajo.
Then send a freshman.
Straight drop. Langford got a guy wide open. Gets beyond coverage. Gonna have to try to track him down. He is not going to get it done. Newton not enough wheels there, and it's a touchdown. It's a 76-yard pitching catch from quarterback Langford to Brendan Briley.
You know, and that's been their crutch this season. They're just getting beat downfield, not quite turn their heads soon enough. In some cases, just getting outran. You know, that can't happen. We got to give a little bit bigger cushion. Just maybe be a little more physical.
It's game on now. A 76-yard pitching catch on a two-play drive to Briley. They'll go for two. Langford looking to throw it underneath. It is intercepted. No, just knocked out of the air. And it will fall incomplete. And that's how that drive will end. 5:52 to play in the third quarter. Broncos holding on to a 5-point lead. They'll get the ball back when we return on Spring Hill Sports.
The industry's most advanced equipment and training, state-of-the-art diagnostic tools, and the small-town friendly service you expect. That's J&T Auto Service in Spring Hill. Eliminate the veil of uncertainty with J&T Auto's digital diagnostic process. This unique service ensures transparency, clear communication, and documentation, allowing for a quick and complete repair. To learn more or to schedule an appointment, call 913-592-6424. You can also visit jtautoinc.com.
.552 to play in this third quarter. Broncos clinging to a 5-point lead and what's been a good one here tonight from Tonganoxie. Week number 2 of the Kansas high school football season. Broncos are 1-0.
We'll see if those missed PATs come into play earlier in the game, because they could be down by 3. Right now they're currently down by 5, missing a 2-point conversion and the PAT earlier.
Kick this one away. Torres going to field it at the 7. Far side return. Up the sideline. Cuts back against the grain. Picking his way through. Good return. Up near the 32-yard line. 25-yard return there by Jackson Torres. And that's where Spring Hill will start this drive. Here with 5:43 to play in the third quarter. They place it at the 32.
Something we've not seen this evening is letting Beshore throw on first down, to my knowledge. Even on the long drive to finish the half, they started with a running play or two.
3 wide receivers near his side. Metcalf is in the slot. Pipkin in there behind Beshore. Turn, handoff, Pipkin. Good run up the middle there, up near the 40-yard line. It'll be a gain of 8 on first down and 10 for the Broncos.
7-yard gain on the play.
It's a good run on first down. That's all you need. in the game of football is to do that. Turn, handoff, Pipkin. Barrels forward. He's got the first down. He was contacted right at the sticks and able to fall forward up to the 45-yard line. It's a gain of 5. And another first down for Spring Hill.
Good hard run.
Give him
well
6.
Blocked. And give him 6, or you bring him back to Tom Van Hoy.
I'm glad you. I wasn't meaning to.
No. Well, it wasn't a touchdown either.
Turn, handoff. This time's McKenna. There's Lightning. And he has not much doing that time. No gain on the play. One of the first times, in fact, the first time we've said that about Colt McKenna tonight. No gain.
No gain on the play. Make it 2nd and 10.
Second down and 10. Turn, handoff. Little black chalk flies, little rubber pellets as he puts his foot in the ground over there and able to find that hole back against it. What they're trying to do there, the reason he's doing that is that offensive line is walling, and he's supposed to cut back right against those. And oftentimes the tighter that cutback is against those offensive line, the better it is. Sometimes you see a big hole. That's not what you want. A smaller hole sometimes, I mean, obviously you want as big a space as possible, but when you cut that back up against that O-line tight, the defense has no way to get to, and that's when big plays can happen too.
Sure. Sometimes when the hole's that, like you're saying, it's too big, it gives the defense
more
area
angles
to
in which
get
to
in there
get
and make the tackle. And more than one player to get in there.
3rd down and 5. Turn, handoff. Nothing doing. Boy, just Tongi saw that one coming a mile away. It's ended up being a loss of 2 on the play. Back inside Bronco territory. They will come on to punt it away. Once again, Broncos going to be forced to punt. Another drive that started fairly promising. It's thwarted at midfield. Snaps back. Pressure coming, blocked it. Boy, saw him coming a mile away. There's Gruzman getting in there. He'll recover it as well, and that's going to be a big turn. A big swing of momentum here for Tongi. And Brusman was coming off that edge in a hurry. Just too methodical in the punting game that time.
Absolutely.
And a blocked punt will spin this whole entire game around.
Well, first of all, the snap took forever to get to the punter. And the punter's got to realize that when you see a floating snap like that, you got to get it off. You can't go through normal progression. You got to do everything you can to get away as quick as you can. But again, these are high school kids.
Absolutely. Full momentum and a timeout taken by the Broncos to try to stop perhaps some of that momentum. We will take it along with them. We're back in 1 minute. You're watching Bronco football at Spring Hill Sports.
Hi, I'm Dr. Aaron Stoes with Paola Veterinary Clinic. We'd like to thank you for trusting us with the care of your pets and large animals. At Paola Vet Clinic, we're proud to be your hometown vets who know and care about your family. Coming soon, a new location here in Paola in the industrial park with cattle haul-in and boarding and grooming. With 24-hour emergency services and 3 other locations in Lewisburg, Drexel, and Martin City, and a team of 11 veterinarians, our commitment to this community makes Paola Vet Clinic the vets you can trust.
That vaulted Bronco defense going to be pushed again. We saw their back against the wall to begin this game. The way this game started, Tongi had an 81-yard kickoff return to begin things. And the defense came up and made the stop.
They kind of lived and died off the big play, that's for sure.
Well, now you got to earn it. First down and 10 from the 41-yard line for Tongi. Taking advantage of a blocked punt, turn, handoff. Brusman, the guy who did it, he's got a big hole. Trying to finish what he just started, and he will. Brusman, a 41-yard touchdown run after he blocked the punt. Back-to-back plays.
You know,
put that one in the scrapbook.
Yeah, the defensive line was back on their heels. He wasn't touched going through the line of scrimmage. You would hope coming out of the transition there, they had a water timeout. You would hope that the defense would be ready, but they were back on their heels. They're letting that block punt kind of hang over a little bit.
Well, Broncos led at one point in this game 10-0. Then it was 10-6. Then it was 17-6. And now 2 scores unanswered by Tonganoxie has put them in the lead for the first time tonight. 18-17 with a point after forthcoming. I already wrote down 18-17. That means this 2-point version is probably going to go good. They'll go for 2. Langford and a penalty flag or stoppage. That timeout, by the way, was not called by anybody a moment ago right before that score. It was a water timeout. And if you're a coaching staff who just had a big play and a change of possession, boy, that's the last thing you want. Legal substitution is what they call against Tonganoxie. It's going to back them up 5.
Well, it should have helped Spring Hill having a little break to collect themselves, and it was exactly the opposite. A little bit of shock seems to cast its way over the Bronco D.
Well, in 2 consecutive drives, the Broncos have given up a 75-yard pass for a touchdown and a 41-yard run for a touchdown. So Tonganoxie in this second half has run 6 plays. Tonganoxie has run 6 plays. They've scored 2 touchdowns in those 6 plays and have taken the lead back with the 2-point conversion forthcoming. Too much. It'll stay there. 18-17 your score. Broncos find themselves down for the first time this year. How do they respond? We'll see when we return on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Elliott Group is a proud supporter of Spring Hill and USD 230. At Elliott Group, we work, live, and shop in your local communities. Serving Miami and Johnson counties for more than 45 years, Elliott Group understands your needs. As an independent insurance agency, Elliott Group works with numerous carriers to find the coverage that best fits your needs. In Spring Hill, call 913-592-5552 or visit ElliottInsuranceGroup.com.
Broncos down for the first time this year. You start to get gut check. Now, we've talked a lot tonight, Matt, about the youth and how big and strong and, vital they are. Yeah. But tough situations down on the road, those are things that you haven't seen if you're a sophomore in high school.
That's right. That comes with experience. We'll see what their toughness is like.
Oh, Lord.
That's not good.
Ball's still loose. Meltdown. Broncos in midst of a meltdown here on the road at Tonganoxie. After the best drive of the game by far was the opening drive of the second half of the Broncos. And they have had nada since, both offensively and defensively and special teams league. And now a turnover on special teams.
Second consecutive one.
Yeah, blocked punt, and now a fumble on kickoff return. They also kickoff coverage team gave up an 81-yard touchdown, so special teams a glaring deficiency in the Broncos today. Debiak's going to jump off sides perhaps. No, they don't get him on that one. And it ends up being a 3-yard gain, perhaps maybe just 2 on the run there. Now the defense has to step up. Things have really turned here in Tonganoxie. Broncos had a pretty good bit of momentum going into halftime, and then able to come right out of halftime and drive it down the field. I thought it was kind of, we were just kind of in for a deluge perhaps. Not the case. Chalk one up for the Tonganoxie team. They have really stepped up and showed some backbone here in this second half.
Well, offensively, they made some good adjustments. Obviously right now they're changing their blocking scheme up a little bit, and they've got the defensive line back on their heels, so the Broncos are going to have to take their part of the chess match and make their adjustments on the D-line.
Handoff Bruisman into Anderton. He falls forward. Bruisman's starting to get better as the game has gone on.
Initial stop made by Noah Anderton.
And this time he'll fall forward for a game of about 4 to bring up a 3rd down and 4. Under 2 to play, third quarter. Broncos down by 1, 18-17.
You got to think this is 4-down territory. I'm not sure how good their kicker is, but they haven't kicked it real deep yet. But
3rd down and 4. Probably 2 down territory here, certainly for Tongi. Bronco D-line shifts. Turn, Bruisman. Hit, brought down. A nice play there for Spring Hill. Trigg Smith.
Bruisman on the carry, no Anderton on the tackle.
Right in the heart of that defense.
They make it 4th down and 4.
And it's a no gain. Brings up 4th and 4. Maybe even lost a yard on it.
Looks like they lost a yard.
This would be a huge stop for the Bronco defense if they can make it here. Trigg Smith. Thomas Davis right in the middle. Debiak near side DN. Turn, handoff, a little bit of a high snap. Pressure comes. He makes a play. Knocked down Debiak, who's already got a sack, fumble, a pass deflection, and another sack. There's a tackle for loss on 4th down, and the Broncos turn them over on downs after a big mistake on special teams.
Looks like the defensive line had a slight shift. Made the correct call on that one. They're going to put their offense back on the field. Now the offense absolutely has to show something. They've got to be crisp, work down the field a little bit, and they can't be predictable.
1st down and 10 for the Broncos. Big stop there defensively. Try to steal back some of that momentum they had to start this second half. Metcalf will be the wide out to the near side. Torres is in the slot. Wide receiver far side. Pipkin running back behind B short. Turn, handoff, Pipkin. Boom! Get through there. Bounces off a couple of would-be tacklers. Good luck. Falls across the 35 to the 31.
Two Tonganoxie guys holding their shoulder pads. They're going to feel that in the morning.
Make it 2nd and 5.
31 seconds.
Get your head up and wrestle, according to the fans. I'll take it.
6-yard gain. Little stop and go. Throws it to the edge. Over the top and just incomplete. A real nice ball. But just a little outside the reach of the intended receiver, Cade Johnson, 6 foot, 150-pound senior.
You know, I don't mind that play call, even though it's incomplete. They got to air it out a little bit. They got to keep the defense honest, so I'll take that any day. You know, Short's got the angle, got the cannon.
I concur, partner. 3rd down and 4. McKenna, the 3rd down machine. Can he do it this time? No. Cut back against the grain. They've had luck turning that outside and getting to the outside. And it's not really even an outside. It's just kind of that second lane, if you will, to the line of scrimmage. We'll see. They're going to run a punt team on, and McKenna coming up a little bit limping with that left leg.
Not putting much weight on it. Hopefully they can tape it up and see how he's doing.
Another punt will begin this 4th quarter. When we return, we've got a dandy tonight up here in Leavenworth County. The flag's flying. The moon is high in the sky, and it is a good one tonight here in Tongi. The Broncos trail by 1 after 3. We'll return after this on Spring Hill Sports Live. Eighteen, 17-year score here in Tonganoxie. PJ Harris, Matt Jones, Caden Carbajo. On the road here in Chieftain land. Tonganoxie very similar to Spring Hill in some of the growth of the metro that's kind of pushed its way out this direction. Certainly been one of the beneficiaries of all that, along with Bronco School District. Brand new school basically being built over here on top of their old school to try to accommodate. Brand new gym, all kinds of stuff from a bond initiative a couple of years ago. They're making those improvements you got to make with some growth. Punting situation for the Broncos. This one a little bit better, more of a line drive kick. Still not much forward roll. You know, it will be decent field position here for Tongi to begin this 4th quarter. Well, that defense will be called upon once again, Matt. you want to do that, and the little stuff they've done really, really well. It's been the big stuff. Again, Tongi in this second half has scored on plays of 76 and 41, a 76-yard pass and a 41-yard run.
Got to stop the big play.
First down and 10 from the 42-yard line. Langford looking this way all the way. He wants Holtis, makes the catch. Cuts back against the grain. That's a pretty good little player.
It was good hard run, but also there was three missed tackles by the Broncos on that one. That usually boils down to a focus thing that he's got to break down. I said earlier, it's hard to make those on-field tackles, but got to stay focused.
22-yard pitch and catch from Langford to Holthouse. He's been their number one guy. I'm telling you, this Holthouse kid. 6'1", 175, just a junior. It's a nice play there. Boy, Brandon Richardson filling the hole and making a stop. And I'm always fascinated by Brandon Richardson and how at 5'1", 165, he can make somebody stand right in front of you.
He did a double leg on that kid. That was just a coach needs to get him out for wrestling if he's not already.
Standard double leg. Second down and 11. A 1-yard loss on the play. Two wide receivers near side, a wing this near side. Bruisman behind Langford. Turn, handoff to him. Another one. This time it's Trigg Smith bursting through the D-line right over the top of that center. That sophomore has stepped up tonight. And it will be a loss of 3 on the play and a third down and 14.
Defensive line stepped up on those last 2 plays. Let's see if they can complement their secondary on this long third down play.
Third down and 14. At the 44. Langford calls for it. Try to hard count. Now straight drop. Pressure coming. Hand in his face. Throw it up. Nearly intercepted by a couple, but it kind of just went through everybody. Falls incomplete, brings up a fourth down.
You know, if that route would have been a little bit more shallow, more of a slant than a post, that probably would have been a little bit easier to complete. It's just a little bit too deep for Tonganoxie. Ran right into coverage.
He had Jackson Torres breathing down his neck as well, and I think made a little contact with his arm. Luke Metcalf will go back to return a punt. We have not really had a punt returner yet here in this game too many times. This time more traditional punt formation as well for Tongi. They've kicked out of that quarterback spot a few times. Fourth down and 14. This one will kick away from Metcalf. Another good roll. If you're Metcalf, get up there. Man, that is a very nice punt.
Very good roll.
A 42-yard punt because it came from the 44 and it ended up at the 2. And no return. But the Broncos have the ball back offensively, down by 1 with a chance. They're going to need a 98-yard drive. We'll see if they got it in them. .9:53 to play here in this ball game. 18-17. Again, the Broncos led 10-0 at one point. Had a field goal in the, basically to start the second quarter, and then scored again, went up 10-0. Tongi scored late in the first half to make it 10-6. Broncos had a chance late in the half. They didn't think they were going to, but they did. Weren't able to punch it in. We went to halftime 10-6. Broncos scored a drive to start it, made it 17-6. As Pipkin runs here on first down from the 2, he's going to fall forward near the 5. It'll be a gain of a couple, maybe 3. And the Broncos strike first on the opening drive of the second half, lead 17-6. Everything's feeling pretty good, up by 11, and then bam, bam, 3 plays. A 3-play difference. 2 plays on one drive by Tongi, and then a 1-play drive after taking advantage of a Bronco mistake on special teams. And just like that, they were in the lead by 1. Now the Broncos with the goalpost shadow looking at them. It ended up being a gain of 2.5, maybe 3. It'll bring up a second down and 7. Turn. Hand off again to Pipkin. Remember, McKenna went out limping on that last drive.
He's got his helmet off. He looks like he's walking, but you can see him over there on the sideline. He's trying to loosen it up a little bit. He's got his helmet off.
Ends up being a gain of about 4 on the play to bring up a third down and 2.
Got a manageable third down.
Turn, handoff again, Pipkin. Oh, he lost his footing. He was going to have it, too. He was going to be enough for the first down, but just slipped.
On the left side, short gain on the play should bring up 4th down.
Just an unfortunate turn of events right there. I mean, just happens.
Well, it's moist out in the air as well. I mean, there's going to be a little dew on that turf. You can see the lights, a little bit of fog here.
Not to get too technical, but if you widen your base a little bit, plant your foot solidly, those are some things you can avoid. But again, they're high school kids. And
low snap. Oh boy, disaster. Oh no, punt. Oh no. Safety. There's your 2 points. There's your PAT. Likely
meltdown.
Another special teams mistake for the Broncos, and that is now the lead story of this one as a safety, and Chieftains are going to get the ball back as well. We'll take a timeout, try to catch our breath when we return here after this on Spring Hills.
Oh, hi, honey.
Hi, Grandma. I'm really sorry. I won't be able to make it today. I have way too much homework, and you don't have enough internet.
Oh, honey, I gotta go. I gotta go. Oh, I need more internet in my house.
Well, you could have just called, right?
Oh.
Call Go Brawley today.
What is typically a daunting, frustrating, and intimidating experience was enjoyable and exciting because of Amy. She listened to what we envisioned for our future home and was able to show us houses that reflected this. She was with us every step of the way, taking the time to answer our phone calls and texts. We ended up with our dream home all thanks to Amy.
Feel at home while you find your next home with Amy Kelly of Reese Nichols Real Estate. Amy goes above and beyond for her clients and even makes a contribution to Ronald McDonald House with every closing. Contact Amy Kelly to buy or sell your home.
(20-17). Tongi scored 11 unanswered. Do some math real quick. No, more than that. 14 unanswered.
And both teams are confused by what side of the field they're supposed to be on. They both tried to go to the wrong side.
14 unanswered by Tonganoxie, then a safety. It's 12 unanswered before that. 2 touchdowns, and then a safety, another 2. So a safety kick here for Ryan Jackson. He'll get a boot into this one. That dies on the field at the 24-yard line. Near side return. Trying to pick his way through. Broncos might have got away with a face mask. Going to fall across the 35 up near the 36-yard line. Big plays and special teams. Big plays and special teams.
Yep.
This one writes itself so far here today. The best team right now is not winning this game.
Absolutely not.
But that doesn't always matter.
No.
And now you got to step up. That defense that we've called upon may have to be the team that makes the play here in this one. They've had a couple of forced turnovers, including on the first drive of the game. And here they go, Tongi. Langford, quick pass out here. Got his man. Cuts back against the grain. Speedster across the 40, and then James Newton there to wrap him up. Fun little 4-yard pickup to Brown.
3-yard gain on the play, make it 2nd and 7.
Defense needs something to motivate them, get them fired up a little bit.
4-yard pickup brings up 2nd down and 6 at the 40-yard line. Two wide receivers near side. One to the far side. Pump fake. Trying the double move. Flips it out there. Pressure was coming up the middle again for the Broncos. As Thomas Davis comes in there to get a paw on that one, I believe. Going to bring up a third down and 7. Third down is about 7. 6:58. Time starting to wane just a little bit. Starting to become a factor. Both teams with 3 timeouts. Play clock starting to become probably a factor on this one. 9 seconds on the play clock. Still got wide receivers getting to their spots. 6 seconds. 5. 3. Hard count. Snaps the ball with 1 second on the play clock. Far side. He's going to be buried. First contact. Jackson Torres getting in there, and then a little bit of help as well from the inside from Thomas Davis, who's had himself a pretty good ball game.
First and gains 2 on the play, make it 4th down and 4.
Davis gets to get off the bus early, too. He'll go off the field, though, and bring in the punt return team. Metcalf on one side. Nearly blocked. TFL was coming in. A little bit of a wobbler. Warbler. 6:17 to play in a punt. Now Broncos with an opportunity. They've had opportunities offensively in this game. They have not taken very good care of them in this second half, with the exception.
Have to be a little bit more creative. I mean, without McCann with him on the sideline, they're going to have to loosen up the D a little bit.
So Spring Hill will start this one. Letting it fly. Out there, he's got Torres in a nice game, just what you said. It's going to be a gain of about 5 on a first down. This drive starts at the 23.
Short pass complete to Jackson Torres. Brendan Riley on the tackle for the Chieftains. 5-yard gain on the play to make it 2nd and 5.
So a 5-yard pitch and catch. Turn, handoff, Pipkin cuts back.
Good cut.
Another good cut. He's driving forward across the 30, up near the 32-yard line. It'll be a gain of 4. That'll bring him a third down and a short one.
You know, that's one where I like to see Pipkin lower that shoulder, lower those shoulder pads and bulldoze somebody. Yeah. He got hit in the chest on that one, and he's got to lower those shoulders, just plow people.
Both running backs have carried the rock a ton. Pipkin had 12 carries. McCann had 9 in the first half. They probably doubled that up. There's the first down across the 35. Picking his way forward. It is a gain of 6 on the play and a first down for the Broncos.
Smith on the stop for the Chieftains.
Well, I want to tell you that this is shaping up for possible overtime with a field goal here. 2 to the far side, 2 to the near side. Balance set with a new running back just to the left of B-Shore. He'll be in there to block. Plenty of time. Lets it fly. He's got his man intended for Torres. Everybody else is pretty well covered up, including Torres. Trying to go against Holthouse. That's been a pretty good matchup tonight.
Yeah. A good safe throw. He threw it either out of bounds or where Torres could maybe snatch it. I'll take it. It's okay to throw on first down. You got to keep the defense honest.
Yeah, you think about the drop passes that happened in the first half, and they were high and away, which is what you want from a quarterback on tight end over the middle. A little bit high and away, make them go up and get it. But they've been the only guys that can get to it. 2nd down and 10. Pass on first down. Pass it on 2nd. Let it fly. He's got a man. Again, this one's too high and away. Intended for Bryce Kirshner. And a 3rd down. Well.
B-Shore's pass intended for Bryce Kirshner falls incomplete. 3rd down and 10, Broncos.
Something we haven't seen today. I don't think B-Shore has actually run the ball. Maybe once, or maybe he actually stopped and pulled back and threw it. I don't think he's actually had a carry yet, has he, BJ?
I believe he did.
Maybe one.
Not very many. Yeah, I had a 1-yard carry up here, actually. I did have at one point. 3rd down and 10. Flushed. Now running for his life. Still on his feet. He'll let it fly. Over the top, he's got a man. And it is going to be short of a first down, but what a big-time play. Flag back here, though. all the way back at the 35-yard line. A pretty nifty little play is likely going to result in nothing. It still was going to be a fourth down, but probably a fourth down you go for. And now the
pretty good athleticism by Bishore, running like that. And I mean, the ball wasn't real well for that long. He's running out in space. That's difficult to not hold.
Folsom, Braden Folsom, 6'5", 215, was given chase.
On the offense, repeat third down.
Well, they'll get to repeat the third down.
3rd and 15.
Not sure you can say run that same play again. Run. So it'll be a 3rd down and 15. You're probably in 2-down territory. I don't know yet. Maybe with that defense you're not, but you're thinking about it. Another minute goes off this clock. You probably are. And now the Broncos with 14 seconds on the play clock trying to get this one in. 10. 7. So they'll snap it. Bishore again looking. Blocked hard from behind.
Well covered by Tonganoxie. Not much he could do on that one. They're going to have to punt it. Hope the defense can make a stop or come up with the turnover.
Polthouse again making the play defensively. I mean, that guy has had himself a ball game. And another punting situation. These have not gone real well here of late for the Broncos.
Nobody deep for the Chieftains. Looks like they're going to stay in their base defense, watching for a fake. It take a lot of guts to do a fake right here.
Oh, goodness. This will get away and bounce at the 38-yard line. He's the master. If they get inside the 40 to the other end, I mean, he can pin those things deep inside. That ball dies when it hits the turf. It's not always what you want when you're pinned deep, but he can do those corner kicks real well. Ends up going into the 40-yard line, and that's where Tongi will take over. Now the Broncos are going to have to start considering using their timeouts here on defense with 3:11 to play, down by 3 on the road. Backs against the wall here. The wind, I believe, is shifted. I'm just going to guess here real quick. The wind shifted out of the northwest because Sonic is strong. The smell of Sonic is strong with this one.
You're right.
First down and 10. Turn. Bruisman. Hit.
This is interesting for Tonganoxie because they've struggled a little bit in the running game other than one play.
Anderton, Richardson.
They've kind of lived and died on the big play, but, you really don't want to throw the ball deep if you're Tonganoxie. You want to try to run out the clock, kill some time.
And the Broncos will take a timeout. We'll take it along with them. 3:02 to play the ball game. Broncos hit a tough one here in Tonga.
Hers Incorporated in Spring Hill is your area's premier small engine repair shop. Before you replace that faulty trimmer or mower, let our experts get you back to work. And if you are in the market for a new handheld, we carry Maruyama and Red Max trimmers. Plus, Hers is still the best place for hydraulic hoses, cylinder repair, and mechanical control cables. If that's not enough, we're also a UPS drop-off location. To learn more, visit us at hersinc.net, call 913-247-3530, or just stop on by.
Second down and 9 here for Tongi. 3:02 to play. Broncos use a timeout to stop the clock and preserve some for their offense. Broncos certainly have a good kicker in Jackson. Anderton starting to sneak up a little bit. Bruisman, big hole. On a blitz, Bruisman nearly caught, but it's going to be another big touchdown. He had a 62-yard touchdown. How about a 61-yard touchdown to add to his list today? And they have added to their lead here today.
That I'm not sure the Broncos really needed to blitz on that play. I feel like Tonganoxie was going to run the ball. They're not going to go for a big play. It ended up being a big play because of the blitz, but I feel like they could have stayed in their base defense. Didn't work out.
My senses are scrambled watching this defense. As you talk about feast or famine. And first time trying to get a PAT through, they will, and it's a 10-point ball game. What a swing of events. What a tremendous swing in momentum since that first drive of the second half. 27-17, Broncos trail here on the road. We're back in 1 minute. You're watching Bronco football on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Hello, I'm Dr. Alyssa O'Connor, and I would like to welcome you to Sozo Chiropractic.
So many people only seek out a chiropractor when they are in pain, but ongoing wellness care helps you deal with stress and be healthier. At Sozo Chiropractic, the focus is on holistic wellness for any age. I am Webster certified for prenatal care, pediatric trained, as well as a family chiropractor. We also offer acupuncture and sauna services.
Sozo is a Greek word that means to heal, to make well, and to restore health. And that is our goal for each one of our patients who walks through the door.
It's 21 unanswered by the Tonganoxie shell-shocked Broncos. Spring Hill had a 6-play drive to start this second half, and really offensively have not had much since this will start. I mean, you're up against it now. If you're Spring Hill, you're looking, a moment ago you were looking to make a stop and have a real chance to win the game. Now you got to go fast on this drive and try to get one in and then hope you have some things happen.
Yeah, they're going to have to air it out a little bit. They're going to see what B-Short can do. And at this point in the season, you know, for him, a sophomore, this is a learning experience. Let's see what he's got. Give him the keys.
They have had time to pass when they've been able to. He was obviously running on that last, so some of those were rollouts anyways, and they were able to pin the rears back and come after him. But first down and 10 from the 26-yard line. B-Shore, pressure coming. He'll step through it. Good pocket presence there. Flips it out there. He's got a man in open field. It's McKenna who's back in the ball game. Colton McKenna, a run of about 6 or 7 after the catch. It's a 15, 16-yard pitch and catch.
You know, the offense is definitely more dynamic when he's in there. Just the threat of his big playability, his quickness, his speed.
B-Shore rather again looking. He'll put it down and run out of bounds. He'll stop the clock here with 2:25 to play in the ball game.
Second down.
Second down and 1 after a 1-yard run by B-Shore. Second down and 9. Straight drop, screen pass for McKenna. It's wide open. He gets some open running room. Got to get to the outside. One block outside. There it is. Coming back against the grain and out of bounds at the 40-yard line. It's going to be a 20-yard pitch and catch on a screen pass to McKenna.
Love the call. Love the screen play.
Able to pick your way through down inside Chieftain territory now to the 39-yard line. Clock is stopped at 2:13 to play. Broncos are going to preserve the timeout and be ready for play when they wind the whistle. Play clock is going. Game clock's still stopped. B-Shore. Nearly out of it, and he is brought down.
And that's where B-Shore, Young, he needs to step up in the pocket. He tried to use his speed and run around. That's where an experienced quarterback steps up into the pocket that was there. The offensive line did the best it could.
Another big sack. Folsom showing his. He's a good one for Tongi. And now a timeout going to be taken by the Chieftains. Timeout, we'll take it. 1:47 to play in the ball game. 27-17 your score. We're back in 30 seconds on Spring Hill Sports Live, presented by Stody Orthodox.
Whether you're trying to make the most of the next harvest, navigating a changing business landscape, or planning for the next chapter in your life, The professionals at Prime Accounting Solutions are here to help. With 10 locations, Prime Accounting offers convenient, friendly accounting and tax services at a fair price. Payroll, bookkeeping, business planning, personal tax filing, and more. And now Prime is the place to go for insurance. Bronco fans can find us at 408 North Webster in Spring Hill or call 913-592-2050. To find a location near you, go to primeaccounting.net. Are you looking for a trusted heating and air conditioning contractor? Look no further than Comfort Designs, Spring Hill's Heating and Air Conditioning Company. Comfort Designs Heating and Air has 100% NATE certified technicians who are friendly, knowledgeable, and ready to help. They'll care for your home and complete the job with speed and precision. Locally owned and operated right here in Spring Hill for more than 20 years. Comfort Designs Heating and Air Conditioning. See all they have to offer at comfortdesigns.net. Or schedule your appointment at 913-592-4453.
Underway here in this one. Little dump pass underneath for Metcalf, trying to get something back. He's getting maybe a 5-yard gain on the play. Clock will continue to run here with a minute 34.
Bring up 3rd and 16.
Two wide receivers far side. Be sure, letting it fly. What a pretty ball down the field. Holy mackerel, that was a nice pass.
Yeah, it really was.
And a pretty quick one to get it that far. Pretty good coverage down the field as well, though. We've said his name a few times tonight. And Wyatt Harris.
Pass ball's incomplete.
Nope. Brandon Briley, rather. He had a big touchdown reception as well of 76 yards in this one. Did Briley, and that time well defended on that far side.
Solid game for Briley this evening.
It has been. That wasn't him. That was Noah Bailey.
Oh, Noah Bailey, a wrestler.
I thought
very accomplished.
That 8 was a 2.
That's
I'm learning. 4th down. Ball game here. Straight drop for Beshore. Looking. Not a lot of pressure. Now he'll run. He's got some running room. It's going to be close. And he is knocked out of bounds across the 30. And they said he went out of bounds, and it's enough for a first down. This drive is still alive on a big scramble, the longest run of the ball game for Beshore. And again, Tyson Beshore really showing a little something there. Definitely had some speed.
Yeah, he's got some wheels. I'd like to see him carry the ball a little bit more. You don't want to get him banged up, but that's another dynamic option to your offense if your QB can run the ball a little bit.
Pressure coming from behind the holes, just throws it underneath. He's got his man out of bounds. Torres on that far side. And that'll stop the clock again with a minute to play.
Gain of 11 on the play, bring up first down for Spring Hill.
11-yard pitch and catch there. Again, stops the clock with 1 minute. Canna back in at running back. Torres, the wide receiver, to the near side. Also out here is Cade Johnson. Metcalf, wide receiver, far side. They'll throw a corner, throw it over for Johnson, and I don't believe he knew that's exactly where he needed to be. And I'll stop the clock with 55 seconds to play. Again, this is only just to get it to within 3, maybe 2.
Pass intended for Johnson falls incomplete, bring up second down.
And it's second down and 10. Same formation. Flip McKenna out there over the middle. He's got Torres, and that's going to be a couple of yards, but not really what you want there at 10. They'll have to call a timeout for the Broncos. That will be timeout number 2 of this half. And they will be on a 3rd down and about 6 from the 10-yard line. When we return after the timeout after this. 47 seconds yet to play in this one. Broncos trying to make something happen. We'll see if they can when we return on Spring Hill Sports.
At Olathe Health, we perform cutting-edge surgical procedures because changing lives with innovative care drives us, one patient at a time. Olathe Health. Advanced healthcare. Advancing lives.
If you're off your game because of pain or injury, turn to Olathe Health because orthopedics is our game. joint repair and replacement, chronic conditions and injuries, hand surgery, sports medicine. Make an appointment today.
(27-17) Broncos trail by 10. Knocking on the door here, but they got to convert on a 3rd down and 6 from the 10-yard line. Straight drop for Beshore. Now flushing to the left, looking over the middle. He's got a man. He's got a touchdown. D. Albini with the grab. Cooper D. Albini again with another big-time catch, the big tight end. A little route across the goal line there, just inside goal line territory. And with 40 seconds to play, the Broncos have a little bit of a chance here.
And Beshore's shown some moxie this drive. You know, backs against the wall, young quarterback. He's rolled out every play. He had a big, huge 1st down he ran for. You know, he's proven that he can make some plays. I think, you know, coaches are going to go watch the film and see what he's done. At the end of the first half, he led a decent drive, didn't score. Led a drive here to end the game. Maybe they have a chance. Short time, but
we will see. Take a quick break. We'll be back in 30 seconds on Spring Hill Sports Live.
And at Farm Bureau Financial Services is a proud supporter of Spring Hill and cheering on the Broncos. At Farm Bureau Financial Services, their #1 goal is to protect you and your family. Insurance is complicated and not one size fits all. Michael and his team take pride in the relationship they build with their client members. Let them work with you to customize a plan that protects your livelihood and your future. To learn more, call Michael Grant at Farm Bureau Financial Services 913-592-2336 or visit them at 117 South Main in Spring Hill.
40.7 seconds to play. It's an onside kick away from this one. Jackson going to go with the old ball on its side there. These have a much higher rate of return than in the pros or the college ranks, in the high school ranks. Execution by the kicker's not always the best, but it's also equally not always from the front line.
Bonner Springs tried at least 2 last week. There might have been a 3rd.
I don't know what to tell that guy.
Yeah.
His head is in a
also
broadcast. There will be a good one, and they will be fielded, and that'll pretty much do that. Doggy's a knee away from ending this one. And a heck of a comeback ball game for the Chieftains after they had I honestly, after the Broncos came in at that opening drive, I thought it was over. And, boy, they've done anything but lay it down in this one.
Yeah.
They scored 21 unanswered before the Broncos were able to score on that last drive. But Spring Hill with just the one timeout remaining. Spring Hill looking to go back and go home for a home opener for the first time this year with their first loss as well. And Tongi able to redeem themselves after a loss. In fact, if you walked in last year, you thought Tongi probably had a better chance to win it last year than they did this year, possibly coming into this one. And that is not the case. Broncos take the final timeout. Again, we'll be back at it next week. Pre-game coverage will start at 6:40, kickoff at 7 o'clock from Spring Hill High School. And then back at home for homecoming the week after that. Same game, 7 o'clock kick. As the Broncos will take on Blue Valley Southwest in that one. We'll have all those games. Also,
that's a tough coming up schedule for the Broncos, both of them. You know, Eudora's 0-2 or 2-0, and they have dominated both their opponents.
Again, keep up to date. We've got some volleyball coming up, I believe, this week. We've had some soccer already on the air this week as well. And we encourage you to go to varsitysportslive.com, and you can get all the information. Spring Hill Sports Live, unfortunately, due to some Facebook stuff, is still not available to me. So I'm not exactly sure what we're doing with that. But varsitysportslive.com, go check it out and keep up to date with what happens here moving forward for the rest of this season. One that got away here tonight in Tonganoxie, perhaps. 27-24, the Broncos fall for the first time this year. They will fall to 1-0 on the season. And we'll have some work, certainly plenty. It was big plays and some special teams execution that sealed the deal in this one. certainly plenty to improve on. We'll talk more about it as we kick off the Shoemaker Collision postgame show. We'll recap this ball game, take a look at around the area, perhaps get you some updates as well, and then wrap things up here from Tonganoxie. Again, final score 27-24. The Broncos fall here tonight on the road, and we will talk about it next on the Shoemaker Collision postgame show. Coming up after this on Spring Hill Sports Live, presented by Strode Orthodontics.
A great collision on the field? Awesome. An awesome collision on the road? Not so great. If that bad play does come your way, take your car to Shoemaker Collision and Paint Center. As Kansas City's premier auto collision repair center, they work on all makes and models, even RV, marine, aviation, motorcycles, and more. Shoemaker Collision offers free estimates and loaners, plus they will work with all insurance companies. Get your ride back in the game. Learn more at shoemakercollision.com or call 913-592-0095.
Elliott Group is a proud supporter of Spring Hill and USD 230. At Elliott Group, we work, live, and shop in your local communities. Serving Miami and Johnson counties for more than 45 years, Elliott Group understands your needs. As an independent insurance agency, Elliott Group works with numerous carriers to find the coverage that best fits your needs. In Spring Hill, call 913-592-5552 or visit ElliottInsuranceGroup.com.
Option Bank community banking at its best. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hi, I'm Dr. Aaron Stowe with Paola Veterinary Clinic. We'd like to thank you for trusting us with the care of your pets and large animals. At Paola Vet Clinic, we're proud to be your hometown vets who know and care about your family. Coming soon, a new location here in Paola in the industrial park with cattle haul-in and boarding and grooming. With 24-hour emergency services and 3 other locations in Lewisburg, Drexel, and Martin City, and a team of 11 veterinarians, our commitment to this community makes Paola Vet Clinic the vets you can trust.
Strode Orthodontics is creating beautiful, healthy smiles. Dr. Claire Strode and her staff have decades of combined experience, offering clear and metal Damon smile braces and Invisalign clear aligners for teens and adults. Dr. Strode tailors your treatment to meet your specific needs with 3 convenient locations in Olathe, Overland Park, and Spring Hill. Strode Orthodontics is ready to give you the beautiful smile you've always wanted. Call for your free no-obligation consultation, 913-491-3400, or visit StrodeOrtho.com.
Well, you look in there, 27-24 final score. Broncos not having quite as much fun as the Chieftains are here tonight in their home field, and that one will hurt. We're in the midst of the Shoemaker Collision postgame show. Shoemaker Collision and Paint Center, Kansas City's premier auto collision repair center. They work with all insurance companies and can get you back on the road in no time. To learn more, visit them online at shoemakercollision.com or call 913-592-0095. We've got a trolley in there getting painted right now, and it's going to look pretty sweet. Yeah, over there at Shoemaker. Well, the post game, that body language, just kind of figuring things out. I said this last week. That's the first practice that's happening right there right now. That's the first practice after a game. It's a mostly a mental practice on what you're going to do, how you handle the next 24 to 48 hours to be ready to go on Monday, because the Cardinals don't care that you just lost a game that you probably shouldn't have lost.
No, they don't.
They don't care that you're going to be at home for the first time this year. So the Broncos certainly have some things to fix. Now, Matt, the things that happened tonight are certainly fixable things.
Oh, absolutely.
And it was just lack of execution, certainly in the special teams, I think is probably the most glaring.
Oh, I think the special teams need to be cleaned up. And, defensively, they gave up the big play. Definitely they need to get on the same page. And offensively, I think they need to just be a little bit more creative. They need to, let B-Shore go. I mean, the kid's got talent. We saw it there. Just say, here, let's go, dude. Let's see what we can do.
Well, that's what they'll need to correct between now and the next week. And again, in that special teams, that started from the word go, and that's how this game started as we recap real briefly the big plays of the game. as Tongi would start this game with an 81-yard kick return. A really good play by Hagen Whitcraft to keep that from being the first touchdown of the game, and luckily for the Bronco defense, they went right to work. A sack, a couple of half sacks, one for D-back TFL on one play, and then a sack fumble forced by D-back on the very next play. Then Spring Hill would punt, Tongi would punt, Spring Hill would turn it over on downs, Tongi would punt. It was a pretty boring little first quarter, to be honest with you. It was 0-0 at the end of one, but the Broncos were looking to take advantage of a muffed punt, and they did with a nice field goal by Jackson. Ryan Jackson kicked that one through to give them the first lead. That's 2 weeks in a row he started the game with a field goal. Tongi would get it back. They would have a pass deflected to end that drive, and then the Broncos would add to their lead. They were leading 3-0. A six-play, 89-yard drive capped off on a 62-yard touchdown run by Colton McCann, the first of what would be two on the night. It would be 10-0 at that point. Broncos feeling pretty good. It's kind of where things held serve anyways, when Tongi took the next drive down the field. They had 20-yard completion, a 31-yard completion. That one was to Holtis. Then Holtis grabs a 22-yard touchdown pass as well to get on the board for the first time tonight, 10-6. Broncos would be forced to punt on the next one, so would Tongi, and then we would end the half with the Broncos having the ball. Spring Hill comes out of the locker room leading 10-6. They go 6 plays, 60 yards, capped off on a 19-yard touchdown run by McKenna. With 9:45 to play in the third quarter, the Broncos led 17-6. A punt by Tongi, a punt by the Broncos. And then Tongi strikes on what would be a 3-play stretch that switched the entire game. Tonganoxie would get the ball at their own 34-yard line with 6:41 to go in the third quarter. They'd have a run for no gain, and then a pass for 76 yards from the quarterback Langford to his wide receiver, Brendan Briley. Broncos would get it back. They would go 5 plays, eventually have to punt. And another special teams error, this time a punt blocked, scooped up. Very next play, a 41-yard touchdown run by Brusvin. And with 3:04 to play, it was 18-17. What a switch it was in the first lead of the ball game. Then the Broncos fumbled the ensuing kickoff, gives it back to Tonganoxie. Luckily, the defense steps up again, makes a stop. That could have been disastrous. Broncos get it back. They have to punt. Tongi has to punt. And then on that punt, it pins pins Spring Hill very deep at their own 2-yard line. Again, special teams leads to a 2-yard, the ball on the 2-yard. They go 3 and out, have to punt. Punter gets over his head, has to scramble, gets sacked in the end zone, and for a safety. And that was a change there to give them even more to their lead. A punt, and then a 61-yard touchdown run. So in case you're keeping track at home, that's a 76, 62, 61. And then Spring Hill gets it back, and they answer with just 40 seconds remaining. The time was kind of already out at that point, as Spring Hill had fallen behind 27-17, and then 27-24 was the score, and that's how this thing would end. Final score, 27-24. Broncos fall for the first time of the year, move to 1-1 on the year, and will be back in action next Friday. We'll take one more time out, come back and wrap things up here from Tonganoxie. Broncos fall 27-24. You're watching it on Spring Hill Sports.
What is typically a daunting, frustrating, and intimidating experience was enjoyable and exciting because of Amy. She listened to what we envisioned for our future home and was able to show us houses that reflected this. She was with us every step of the way, taking the time to answer our phone calls and text. We ended up with our dream home, all thanks to Amy.
Feel at home while you find your next home with Amy Kelly of Reese Nichols Real Estate. Amy goes above and beyond for her clients and even makes a contribution to Ronald McDonald House with every closing. Contact Amy Kelly to buy or sell your home.
Massage is more than relaxation. Apex Massage Therapy can go beyond with targeted work for headaches and sinuses, myofascial releases, trigger point therapy, neuromuscular therapy, reflexology, cupping, and hot stones. Kylie's hands go right to the problem areas and work out all the issues. She is certified in prenatal massages, oncology, lymphatic drainage, pre- and post-surgery massages, and she can also work on minors and athletes. For openings and specials, like and follow Apex MT on Facebook.
Whether you're trying to make the most of the next harvest, navigating a changing business landscape, or planning for the next chapter in your life, the professionals at Prime Accounting Solutions are here to help. With 10 locations, Prime Accounting offers convenient, friendly accounting and tax services at a fair price. Payroll, bookkeeping, business planning, personal tax filing, and more. And now Prime is the place to go for insurance. Bronco fans can find us at 408 North Webster in Spring Hill or call 913-592-2050. To find a location near you, go to primeaccounting.net.
Back out here one final time here on the Shoemaker Collision and Paint Center postgame show. BJ Harris, Matt Jones, Caden Carbajo wrapping things up here from Tonganoxie. Again, the Broncos fall in a very tough one here in Tonganoxie as they fall 27-24 on the road. Back-to-back road games, get to go home for the first time. Matt, we'll get one final thought from you. And I certainly think you make improvements from week 1 to week 2, but then when things kind of go backwards on week 2, that makes week 3 so much more important.
Oh, absolutely. It's way more important now, and I think, this kind of felt like a week 1 game almost. We made some mistakes we probably shouldn't have made. Chalk that up to Tonganoxie being fired up, first home game. They got a lot to work on starting tomorrow morning, so let's see if they can come out, work on some things in practice, and, like you said, a lot of mental stuff we need to work on, and I think just kind of letting the kids play.
Yeah, it's not a matter of dudes. I don't think that is the case. It's a matter of a few things going your way there in that ball game would have made a difference. Bronco faithful saying goodbye to their boys as they get on the bus to head back to Spring Hill. We're going to do the same as well. Again, back in action coming up on Friday as the Broncos welcome in the Eudora Cardinals. Pregame covered at 6:40, kickoff at 7 o'clock. Again, please go to varsitysportslive.com to see all the upcoming games for the week, including games that may not be on Spring Hill Sports Live but might be featuring Spring Hill teams across our network. That's where they get a lot more coverage. Volleyball, soccer, they'll be on some of those other channels as well, so be sure to go check out varsitysportslive.com. Well, boys, nice job tonight. A little tough one here for the Broncos, but they will fall here tonight. 27-24, your final score from Tonganoxie. Broncos move to 1-1. You've been watching it on your own home for Bronco Athletics, Spring Hill Sports Live.
You've been watching Spring Hill High School Sports on your home for the Broncos, Spring Hill Sports Live. Spring Hill Sports Live is presented by Strode Orthodontics, creating beautiful, healthy smiles. Learn more at StrodeOrtho.com. Also by and be sure to catch every second of the action right here on your home for the Broncos, Spring Hill Sports Live.